coming in 3 and 6. Both teams are out of playoffs. Neither team can be relegated. So this is a game purely for pride. But both teams are geared up and ready to be competitive today. We're seeing the coin toss now. And it looks like Hertfordshire is deciding to kick towards the right side of the field. And the captains leave the field, and respective special teams units getting ready on both sides, ready to start the game. It's lovely here, just outside of Watford. Beautiful day today. Field is looking great, and definitely expecting a good game between the two. Both teams looked ready in warm-ups, looking very competent and sharp. And I'm joined here today by Steve, who is just getting himself ready.
Hello. You done all the intros, have you?
I have done the intros indeed.
I'll just get the graphic off the screen.
Probably not as well as you would have done.
Nah, I'm not very good at it. I just like doing the camera.
Well, the problem is, I know that there's thousands out here watching, I'm sure. Leave a like, drop a comment if you are. So, it just makes you a bit nervous sometimes.
Here we go, we do have the feline bowl. Someone's popped up and said. Let's do it, there's the whistle.
And so we're ready to kick off. Good kick to start to an unusual 3 returners back. And they're leading up through the middle of the field. Good blocking up ahead. And he's tough to bring down, but he will be brought down just north of the 40. Great return there for Cambridgeshire. That was the wide receiver, Michael Johnson there, number 4, giving great field position to the Cats to start off with this game.
I've been told Michael Johnson is one to watch, not just as a returner.
I remember playing against him yesterday. Last year. He was very, very tough.
Here he is on the outside. He just got into the GB squad.
Congratulations, Michael.
Yeah, looking for. Oh, we got a whistle blown.
And one of the players didn't bring off the tee, so one of the coaches who doesn't quite have the same speed as their players had to retrieve it. And so QB Alex Stocks in the gun, taking the first snap, drops back, looks for a quick pass outside to number 13. It looks like he's made an incredible catch for about 5 yards. Initially caught the ball but dropped it and managed to recover it between his legs and not let the ball hit the ground. Impressive catch. Might be the most impressive catch we see today on the very first play of the game.
You're just seeing there on the replay. He initially caught it high and then caught it between his legs. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And he looks to get the ball outside again. No play made. One of the players seemed to have their lids popped off right at the start of the play. But it will just bring up 3rd down. Tackle going to have to be replaced there because he lost his helmet.
Yeah. And you can see that's number 69 on the O-line. He does have to go off. And it was the mercurial Andy Dickens, number 61 for the Cheetahs that knocked his helmet off. But that brings up 3rd down, 3rd and short.
And so they short motion Michael Johnson. They run a toss outside. Number 18 trying to get to the edge. Well pursued, but still just about able to get the 1st down. Didn't quite get the blocking on the edge to make a big play, but they were able to get the yardage that they needed.
We've got some support from both the Cats and the Cheetahs in the comments on Facebook and on YouTube. Guys, please feel free to let us know who you're backing today, whether that's a player or a team, and we'll do our best to either read out your comment or just flash it up on screen because we're really nice guys.
And tell us who you think's going to win as well. Who are you backing? Maybe you've got some questions. Feel free to pop those in as well, and we'll try to get to all of them.
Yeah, if you don't understand American football, you've got one of the best American football here, and I'm not talking about myself.
I think that says more about the brains. Me up as there's some good yardage there, about 4 yards again from the running back. Chris Dent takes it to 2nd and about 6.
I'm getting really impatient because Michael Sorry, is it Michael Johnson? Yeah, Michael Johnson hasn't scored an 80-yard touchdown yet, so it's all hype.
They've got too good a field position for that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, he had an opportunity on a kickoff.
And so they jump there. I think that's most likely going to be called on Hertfordshire. They broke through, and obviously it would have been too easy for him to have sacked the quarterback there, so the referees have to whistle that dead. Everybody loves a free play, but we also don't want to see quarterbacks get murdered, so good job there. And that will bring up 2nd and short, every OC's favourite situation to be in. Big shot opportunity. We'll see what their offence decides to do.
Yeah, this is the situation that opens the playbook, I always say. 2nd and short, it's almost impossible to defend against.
Look out for Michael Johnson here. And QB's dropping back, looking his way, throws the ball outside on a good curl route. And that's a nice catch. Get a lot of air under him.
On this. We'll just start the replay. And it runs a little bit slow, but yeah, just look here, the height that he gets to get this ball.
I always like to say as a wide receiver, you don't necessarily hate a quarterback that doesn't put the ball on the numbers, because sometimes a bad throw is what you need to make a spectacular catch.
Well, the quarterbacks would always say, "I'm just keeping it away from the defenders," right? Like, I'm putting it where you can catch it. But yeah.
And they run that short motion again, this time with an inside run, which the Cheetahs do a much better job of tackling. But there is a flag on the play on the far side. One of the players getting up looked like they might have been calling for a face cage on the tackle there. We'll see what the referee will call.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a face mask there on the Cheetahs, which is a shame because they did a much better job of getting inside, plugging up that gap and getting a tackle early. But unfortunately, we're just not quite able to make the tackle successfully.
That's the last thing you need, right? Like, you know, it's now 1st down yardage into the red zone. They're now in their own red. Sorry, they're now in the opposition's red zone, should I say? But the defending Cheetahs have.
And so we see them set up a screen to the outside, but the ball is dropped. And so that will bring up 2nd and 10. Bit of relief there for the Cheetahs, who have not. They're giving quite a lot of respect to the passing game so far of the Cambridgeshire Cats. We see them dropping off with backers outside the box. They're not bringing too much pressure inside the box. It's clear that they want to prioritise stopping that passing game. As QB's dropping back here, looking out to his left, finds his running back, and he sheds the first tackle. He's gone his way to the end zone. He sheds a few tackles, but he is brought down. We'll see whereabouts they spot him. Nice little yards after catch there from Chris Dent, who's made a couple of plays on this early drive. Looks like there's a player down currently for Hertfordshire. And this Cats offence looks good to start. So what are your so Steve, are you how many times you watched the Cats much?
Yes, yeah, I have over the last couple of seasons. So last year they obviously got promoted, and we caught a lot of their games, and even this season I think 2 or 3. I'm quite fond of the Cats.
I think they've been quite.
The Cheetahs I was talking about. No, I haven't seen much of the Cats. Sorry, it's the feline thing. No, so in terms of the Cats, I haven't seen them play. But obviously seen their results, and they've had some very impressive results this year. So I was really looking forward to seeing them today.
Yeah, and I think you almost feel a bit sorry for them in a way, because the Prem South this year has gone in an interesting way. Obviously, with the Blitz not being quite what we expected, and Solent having the challenges that they have.
Yeah.
But then the only teams above them are 2 absolute juggernauts.
Yeah.
And it feels really hard to work out sort of where they are. But they look really sharp so far, and I'm hoping that they continue to put on a good performance as they currently line up 1st and goal, very close to the end zone. QB drops back, looking to pass on 1st down. He throws the ball outside, not quite able to connect with his receiver there. His intended target, Aaron Wheatley, number 3. Looked like he was just a bit slow coming out of that whip and just not quite able to track the ball down, as the QB was trying to make sure that he definitely didn't throw a pick and led him out to the sideline. interesting for them to pass on first down. Definitely a fan of it, but not something you see from a lot of Britball teams. As they come out now in a very tight formation, extra big body on the line for them on the left-hand side. QB pops under centre. She looked to be sending somebody in motion, but
they might give him a false start here. Yeah.
So it looked like number 13 maybe took a step forward before moving back for his motion. And unfortunately that means that they're going to be moved back. We'll see what they do. They've left that extra big body that they put onto the field for that down on the field. They're still coming out into this tight formation. We'll see what they run this time. Cheetahs sound like they were calling out that it's a run up the middle. And they roll out instead down to the right-hand side, looking for somebody open, targets Michael Johnson at the back of the end zone, but throws it out of bounds. It looked like they had some open receivers very early on, but the longer the QB held the ball as he was rolling out, those Cheetahs defenders were just able to get on their backs and cover it up. Good play there overall, but surprising that the Cats are stalling out after looking so promising on earlier plays in this drive.
I mean, this Cheetahs defense is a solid defense, and it's obviously playing into their hands by having a not such field, right? So they've got better concentration of players, and yeah, they're doing a good job of putting pressure on at the moment.
And so Cheetahs move into a 2-by-2 formation, but a bad snap. And the QB looked initially very scared to pick that ball up, seeing Cheetahs D lineman chasing it down. But he does pick the ball up. It looks to be about 25 or so. And we'll see whether the Cats have a field goal unit to bring out onto the field.
You can just see that snap was at the right height, but it was just to the QB's left, just out of reach of him. This feels like a little bit of like self-sabotage.
So I thought it was interesting because it's very clear that this Cats offense is quite pace and space. They do want to spread the field out and make the defense cover all of it. And then, you know, a lot of Britball teams, when you see them throw the ball, they don't often get the back involved. You can see early on they're trying to spread the whole field out, find those spaces underneath. But then in the red zone, they tightened everything up. And maybe that first play showed that they wanted to tighten everything up to then attack the space afterwards. But
so what's this? 4th and goal from about the 30-yard line.
And they are punting.
And it looks like they're punting, yeah. Wow.
Fake punt? Question mark.
Everyone loves a fake punt.
But they do manage to stick it out of bounds.
Properly coffin kick that one. Yeah, just interesting. I thought we were watching that guaranteed points on this opening drive. But yeah, even if it was a field goal attempt, you know, that was for me within field goal range, right? Especially at Prem level, you'd expect someone to have a big enough boot to kick it 40 yards. But
you would. I think that might be an important warning message to them though, because they were executing really well early on, and a couple of execution errors took them away from guaranteed points on the 2-yard line to not getting any points at all, and not even being able to pin them in safety territory here. They punted from the 30 and got it out to about the 12.
Yeah,
so really poor execution on that special teams play as well. But we'll see what their defense can do for them given the field position. Cheetahs run a toss on the first play, but it's immediately brought down by big number 79 for the Cats. That there is Callum Lang making an absolutely brilliant play to start the drive, moving them back a couple yards. And so maybe the the Cats offense did get off to a hot start before stalling out, but defense is definitely bringing the momentum that they brought early on in that drive over to this first series for them. We'll see what the Cheetahs can do here on 2nd and 12. Coming out in a 2-by-2 formation with a tight ends, they motion a receiver across. Take the snap, hand the ball off out to the left, but he's tackled again in the backfield, and that's going to draw a flag. Number 50 there, that's Zach Lewis, another D lineman getting in the backfield and making a play, but both of them finished their tackles off for a little bit after the whistle. They let the first one go, but they were not going to let it happen twice.
It was that push. Just watching the replay, it was ending it on that little shove to push the player over.
If both of them had ended their drive about a second earlier and just bodied on and not disengage. You've got to finish the tackle, Steve. Come on.
Oh, no, it was the push at the back that was the flag was thrown for.
Yeah, but neither of them actually like put their guy on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, but as in finish the tackle, sort of going through them as you would normally.
Right. Yeah. He just shoved him.
They both were just driving back. If both of them had killed that drive and finished the tackle, I'm sure they both would have been fine. But we'll see first down here, the 25. Once again, try and set up a run out to the right.
Another flag.
Tackled again for no yardage. We'll see what this flag is for. And that's going to be a holding call. I believe that was on the tackle.
Oh,
there.
yeah, you can see it there on the replay. Yeah, the interior, the left side interior tackle, just he basically got spun around.
Very stodgy opening drive for the Cheetahs. Both teams with big flags, moving them back and forth in unadvantageous positions.
Believe it or not, we're first and 20. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
And so Cheetahs in spread here, sending number 14 in motion very slowly. He sits himself down and they look for a pass, looking to create a window on the right side, and unfortunately they were not able to make that play. So it will bring up 2nd and 20. Receivers on the far side from that trips look a little bit annoyed, thinking that they were open. The QB was obviously never looking their way. We'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 20. I'm sure that the Cats are very much eyeing up a turnover here, given how far the Cheetahs have to go.
Yeah, Cats are definitely winning the territory game because, you know, you think even a punt from here
with their
may get them at midfield, you know?
Like their returners, every punt is a touchdown territory.
Yeah.
And so they send another receiver in motion. They snap the ball, little pop pass, but he will get tackled on the sideline there. That was number 14, Benjamin Myers for the Cheetahs, getting that. Nice little action from him and the QB. They were able to get the pop pass and roll out to the backside, but they just weren't able to set up the blocking. It looks like they might end up flagging this as unnecessary contact.
Yeah, and just looking at the replay, you can see why, because his leg dropped onto the player as well, and yeah, we'll see.
And it is a roughing call. And so they will gain 15 yards. So that will take 2nd and 20.
The Cats can't keep doing this.
Into 2nd and 5.
The Cheetahs are a no pushover. Like this is they're playing straight into their hands at the moment. And I'm sure that the Cats will. They know what's going on. They know they're making these mistakes. They know they're just giving yardage to the other team and first downs. It's now 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line, something like that.
And you can see they're trying to set the tone, but it's just a little bit too much. You can't be losing yardage for that. We'll see what they do now. Cheetahs in trips bunch to the left. And a snap goes over the QB's head, and he's chased down. It looks like he has managed to recover his fumble. But it looks like the Cheetahs are throwing away their gifts at the moment. It's like they've unwrapped their Christmas presents and they've just kicked them across the living room floor.
You can just see there, yeah, straight over the head of the QB, that one. Yeah, that's one apiece. One bad snap apiece.
Maybe they just love the feeling of when they get away from it. They decide to try and find a way to claw back towards it. It looks like second and more than 20. 2nd and about 25. So they send number 14 in motion again. And this time they run a little toss out to the left, a little bit of that Miami Dolphins spinner action, but it will not result in any positive yardage. He's brought down around what looks like the 12-yard line. You can see there the QB with the little reverse pivot toss to the running back out to the left, but they're just not able to set up any
Yeah,
blocking out
that's
there.
H, the ball carrier there, probably the stud running back for the Cheetahs. So yeah, good to see him getting in the game, but you know, you've got to have an impact, right? So yeah, the Cats doing a good job to contain the run game so far.
And it brings up 3rd and a mile as the Cheetahs come out in spread.
Oh,
And it looks like a full start there as they try to go on 2. It's amazing how many execution errors. It just happens all over the country where I don't think any team can go on anything more than 1 consistently and get it right outside of a select few. It seems like such a basic thing, but it's very hard to execute on a down-to-down basis.
it shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be, no. Come on, Britball, do better.
Yeah.
Can we please?
We need to do some cadence clinics. That's what we need. Not your QB or your running back or your linebacker clinic.
Steve just told me he'll give a £50 love to shop voucher to any OC that can show proof that he can consistently go on 1 or 2 on any down he chooses.
Or movement, whatever. Yeah.
And now bring up 3rd and a longer mile. QB dropping back, looking to pass, finds some number 14, but that's broken up by number 4. That will be Carlos Quizon with the play, and they will be punting back towards us in the tent. I didn't do my. Let's see where that sun is. It's hard to tell on a grey day. Looks like it's blowing in a northern direction towards us under the gazebo. A contender for biggest punter of the year as number 86 back there, Luke Neal, to punt. Good snap. Okay punt. And the ball's rolling back and it's finally downed, and they were 12 yards short of a first down there with the punt.
But yeah, you could see here like that there's no pressure from the returners here. They've got the field position, right? So why mess with it? And unfortunately for the Cheetahs, the ball bounced back towards them as well. So yeah, it's not great.
Not a good start for the offense on the opening drive, but we will see if going to the sideline, talking it out, figuring it out, maybe they'll come back a bit stronger. I'm sure this Cats offense has been raring to go, sitting on the bench, so close to points last time, but just fluffed in the red zone. I'm sure all of them are very disappointed about that and are going to try and do better on this drive as they send number 18 out on an exit motion, and he makes the play on the outside. He's dancing through a couple, but he is brought down. Looks like the defense keyed on that as soon as they saw him motion out, and good blocking on the perimeter, but just too many numbers getting across for number 18 to be able to get out of that.
But also, he had to jump to catch the ball. Like, you know, all of those things make a difference. Those sort of passes should be in stride, you know, as he's almost like turning upfield. That's when you want to,
On
you
the
know,
line,
this, right?
leading them, yeah.
You know better than me, but like I find it really frustrating that, you know, on those sort of plays you're having to actually you're actually slowing down the receiver.
No, 100%. And we get a big deep ball attempt out to number 3, but it's picked off by number 22 for the Cheetahs. That is who is that? That is Tom Goodchild making the big play there. QB thought they ran a little play action there. QB thought that he had a nice little pass out there on the sideline out to the end zone, but DB tracked that, made a big play going up to high point the ball, and it's a big turnover. But my God, there is no way the Cheetahs offense came off the field being like, do you know what, we want to start the next drive about 20 yards back. And so they now have to get not only just out of danger territory, but have to find their rhythm as well and start off this drive on a better
I don't know what yard line they are, but it is close to the goal line. It may be 2 or 3 yard line there.
As we see Sportank's accredited journalist Micah in the
he?
background behind the play there.
Look at him.
Congrats again to Micah. Drop a pineapple in the comment on our post if you're in support of Micah on his journalism and photography journey. As the Cheetahs start off that drive with some positive yardage, getting it to second and long, but they are able to at least get outside. It's clear they're trying to run the ball outside, but when the O-line isn't able to get to the edge with him, it's very tough to get that outside run working. It's just so easy for those linebackers to flow over and make plays in and around the line of scrimmage.
So we've got some information from around the league. So South Wales Warriors are apparently winning 3-0 in their playoff game against the London Olympians. That's in the second quarter. Ooh. And apparently, from Neil, the Apache go down to the Stallions. So it looks like the Stallions have actually won that game.
What would have been my bold pick came through. As the Cheetahs take a timeout, not everybody's on the right page there, so they're having to burn the timeout here. Wow, wildcard weekend. What can you say about it? It always does some interesting things.
So the score was the Stallions 16, the Apache 13. The Stallions now out the game. So I'll read out exactly what has been sent to us. Apache scores a TD. The extra point is blocked and returned for 2 by the Stallions. So it could have been tied up.
Wow.
And that made the 3-point difference.
Wow.
And then the Stallions kneel it out. So that's how that game ended.
And I think that sets up a very interesting game between them and Rushmore. Third time they play each other this year. We saw them in their first game look very competitive.
Yeah.
And then obviously they weren't able to get the win in that second game. I think Rushmore very much eyeing up a game with East Kent to sort of put themselves, some might say they put themselves there already in that game.
Yeah.
So it's interesting they're going to have to go up against an interdivision opponent.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
It's really like, and you know, for the night.
So we're yet to know where we will be in that quarter. I think Steve, looking at his petrol miles, might think that Rushmore of Wembley should be the game that comes to you. But we'll see what happens in this Olympian South Wales South Wales Warriors game, and we'll give you updates as we get them.
So I think we just had there's a carry. I think it was H with the ball there. I can't really see the numbers.
Yeah, they got themselves to 3rd and 1. Nice little carry there up the middle. Haven't seen anything too creative so far, I would say, or well, too creative and well executed from this Cheetahs offense, but do want to see them once they get past the 30 and see what they've got.
Yeah.
As they give the ball again to their back, number 34, and he's able to get the first down there. Looked like he was absolutely shot out of a cannon when he took that hand off.
What a run.
And eventually he's just met by the brick wall of linebackers, but he blasts through the D-line. You're not going to arm tackle him there.
You can see, even at 75% speed, you see the velocity that he hit that linebacker with.
And that, for all you running backs out there, maybe you're some uni ball running backs, maybe you haven't got a lot of experience, that's what your coach is always trying to see. You just, once you pick a gap, just go for it. Just run for it. You're not going to get tackled. You're moving too quickly. As we see them coming out here on 1st and 10, still not quite past the 20 yet. They take the hand off and they give it to a different back this time, but he's met at the line of scrimmage and brought down. And so they will be looking at... and it does look like so far this Cheetahs offense they're struggling to get to that second level and really sort of make life difficult for the Cats defense. At the moment, those linebackers, they're able to come down and play the run if they want to, but they've got a nice clear, they're able to drop into their pass responsibilities as well. They're not under so much pressure without those linemen coming up to the second level. So let's see if that's something they can figure out as they go forward. And QB looks to pass, looks to find his receiver on a slant, and he finds number 84 there. That will be Daniel Simmons making the play, and that's a nice gain on 2nd down there. Looked like a very tight window to get the ball into, so good job by the quarterback, Jux Vitry. Last time you would have seen him on this channel would have been when they played against the Blitz, and even though they came out with a win that day, I wouldn't say he had the best game. So what he does this time round, see if he can maybe control the ball a little bit better. And so on first down there, they hand the ball off, but he is stopped.
No flag, but we're just getting that little bit, bubbling over a little bit here, you know, right to the whistle, playing to the end of the whistle.
I think they're on the right side of competitive here. It's nice.
Yeah, it's not nasty at all.
Yeah, it's just pure football.
Yeah,
we love to see it.
One thing I do want to point out, this centre for these snaps in the centre have been a little bit to the left a couple of times. Obviously, we saw the quite errand one, but I think it's something that we might see again, unfortunately, from this Cheetah side.
Yeah, and I think we'll see. Oh, and big play attempt here, but it is intercepted by number 83, and he's returning it here, and he's able to get the ball down to about the 25-yard line. That would be Hector Omitawuju with the big play there. And so not the best play there for the Cheetahs, turning the ball over in deep territory for them. And we will see what this Cats offense can do now that they've got the ball back. Obviously, last time they themselves threw a pick very close to the goal line after a nice early play to start that drive. We'll see what they can do here. Coming out again in spread. Motion in number 13 from out wide. They toss it outside again, and he is eventually tackled. He's able to get some good yardage out there, was Chris Dent again, but similar to the Cheetahs when they've been running to the edge, they're just not able to get any bodies out there. And you see the number of Cheetahs players that were taking him or rallying over to get there, and so just not quite able to get the explosive run they were looking for, as they do actually lose yardage there, making it 2nd and 12. So QB's dropping back, looking to his right, having to scramble away, throws the ball away after initially looking to try and get out the pocket potentially. And so now this Cats offense find themselves on 3rd and 12. Made a lot of work for themselves here by going backwards on first down.
The comment here, this is a common misconception. The lower seed, even though the Stones are the lower seed, the seeding only counts for the first round of the playoffs. After that, it follows the bracket. So they won't be going to play the Mavericks.
And so, good target out there. But the ball is out. And it looks like the Cheetahs recover it. So, after what looked to be a nice play out to number 3. And you can see that ball was punched out there. Great play to punch it out. And so
it's the 3rd time this offense has left the field without points, and they're looking so strong. But
we had, so to recount, we had a punt from the 25. We had a pick on the goal line.
Oh, good. Change your quarter. We get the action up this end.
And we've had a fumble on what should have been a first down.
But we have had what we expected, which is a very competitive game. It's still 0-0.
I like my competitive with some points, Steve.
Yeah. It's still competitive, though.
I like to bet overs, you know.
Yeah.
I'm here for fun, you know. There might be NFL fans who they love that sort of Bill Belichick 9-6 game in December. No, I like the Rams Chiefs 56-53. You know, I like my competitive to be a back and forth shootout.
Well, let's see. And it hasn't been that type of competitive. You're right. It's been very one-sided in terms of the territory game. The ball has been played the game has been played at one end of the field. Let's see if that's the case for the second quarter. If it is, then we're close to the action.
Yeah, and I think both teams really have a lot of work to do to get their O-line into the game. I think both teams' O-lines, they've been okay in pass protection for the most part, but you haven't really seen them be able to get out the box and get upfield and really help create those explosive plays in the run game that we know are so important for not only advancing your team down the field, but also for getting touchdown opportunities. As the Cheetahs come out in spread here, 1st and 10 on their own 16. And they look for a quick throw out to the right. Ball's behind the receiver. He makes the first guy miss, but he is brought down in the backfield. Just as Steve was talking about before on that running back screen out to number 18 for the Cats. Once again, another screen pass thrown behind the receiver, and there's so much work to do when you catch the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, your momentum's gone. The play is an easy play to read from a cornerback, right? So you're just giving them yardage.
And so we'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 12, coming out with one receiver tight to the line, but the other two out creating trips look still. And they hand the ball off to the running back, and he's able to find himself some good yardage. Looks like it will be about 3rd and 6, getting themselves to the 20-yard line. So this O-line is able to create a nice hole up the middle, but linebackers are able to fill the second level. As once again, the O-line's just not getting up to that second level, not able to create those explosives down the field. We'll see what they do on 3rd and 6 here.
Geezers in the way. I get it.
And so quarterback takes a snap, looking for somebody on the right-hand side. He finds somebody over the top, but it is broken up. Number 12 was open downfield, Nicholas Ford, but couldn't quite put enough touch on the ball. He had to slow down, and that brought the DB into the play. So that will bring up punt from the 20-yard line on 4th down. So we will see what they can do on 4th down here, as number 86 back into punt, Luke Neal. A good snap. And a better punt there, but it goes to Michael Johnson. Probably not what they want, as he makes a guy miss again. And he's going downfield, and he might make everybody miss. Number 63 is there to bring him down finally. Good tackle there by Joel Ajayi. But big return there means that it will be 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. So Cats coming out in the red zone. They're familiar with being in the red zone, but they splashed around in the pool, but they haven't reached the end zone to get touchdown territory yet.
No.
We'll see if this is the drive for them. Good to see the ball in Michael Johnson's hands as well. Finally get a chance to see him dance, and dance he did. So Cats coming out in spread again. QB drops back, looking out to his left, finds his running back again, but good tackles there as he's brought down, only able to gain about a yard. So as we said, this Cheetahs defense, doing a really good job in coverage, very much respecting that Cats pass threat. But when you force a check down, coaches always say like they're happy to give up 5 yards, but when you force a team to make a check down and you're able to stop them from actually gaining any yardage, you can see that's a really disciplined defense. Doing a good job.
Good play from the Cheetahs there.
So they send number 7 in motion. Ball tossed out to number 18. Better job this time. It looks like a setting up blocks, and he will gain about 5 yards there.
Hold on to the ball, guys. Let's get in there. You know what it was like before.
Just on the replay,
Yeah.
You see that pitch.
And you can see the number 3 and number 4 for the Cats do a much better job of blocking and kind of trying to set up that wall. If the running back was able to maybe cut up on that corner coming to make that tackle, there was a nice little lane there potentially for him to get further. But we'll see what they do here on 3rd and 4. QB's dropping back. He's rolling out to the right. There's a flag in the backfield as he throws the ball away. And so the referees are immediately going to discuss. I think all of this is for nothing, as it will be a holding in the backfield. So the offense will be moving back 10 yards. And so the judge on the sideline has said that it was uncatchable, so it's not a PI call to sort of offset.
Hey boys, it's fourth down. You got this, come on.
And so they've declined the penalty, so it'll be 4th and 5.
See why?
And so they have called. They have gone for a field goal
come
here.
on, like you want to get some points on the board, right? Like
3's better than 0.
it's insane.
Has anybody ever had a field goal that a coach from the sideline hasn't said watch the fake on?
Yeah. Don't jump. That's the next.
So William Browning will come on to kick the field goal for the Cats. Ball is snapped. Good snap, good hold. Ball is up, and it is good. So we have our first points of the game, and it will be 3-0 to the Cats.
Tight game.
Yeah, very.
But this is almost like a nice reset for the Cheetahs, because they've just been under the cosh, right? They've now got an opportunity. This is their first time actually returning a kickoff, but they've got an opportunity to get better starting field position and hopefully get some points on the board.
100%. I mean, one thing I've watched, all of the games I've seen here at Britball, is that starting field position from kickoffs is really damn good.
Yeah.
Like, you are hard pressed to get teams that can't get the ball beyond their 30 most of the time.
Yeah.
So the difference between getting the ball off turnover and being inside your own 20 compared to just starting with the ball, and you've only got 65 yards to go.
Yeah.
It makes a massive difference.
Yeah.
And at least if your offense stalls out as well, like obviously if you haven't got a great punt team, there's at least you can at least put the other team back in a situation where they're struggling so much.
And so number 9 for the...
Yeah, so William Browning just kicked that field goal. Nice technique. We'll see how his kickoffs look here. Back we have a couple of returners for the Cheetahs. We have number 82 on our near side. That is Jack Stodel. And on the far side it looks to be number 14, Benjamin Myers. The bobble. He's attacking up the middle. And he makes the first guy miss. He makes a few miss. And he's still on his feet and he's going. And it looks like he's going to go all the way to the end zone.
They take him out around the 15-yard line.
And that is a massive play there by Benjamin Myers. We talked about kick returns, and my goodness, he was able to flip the field. And the Cheetahs offense really needed that. We'll see what they can do with this here. Big opportunity to build some momentum off a great special teams play. And now they've got the ball in the opposing red zone.
What do I say, hey?
It was an incredible return as well. Great blocking there, and you could see the gap forming. And as soon as his lead blocker there in the backfield got that first man and he went through and made those few players miss, you could see it was on immediately. It took him a while to get up to speed, but once he was there, he was cooking. And let's see what they can do here then, as they've got a tight end in a it looks to be a 3-by-1 formation. And they hand the ball off, and running back just missing the lane there. If he could have cut up along the box, along the outside of his tight end's block there, he possibly could have got 5 yards, but he just ran straight into that backer on the edge waiting for him. And that will take it to 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and they didn't go out the 15, actually went out of the 20, which yeah, didn't look like it. It looked like it was a little bit.
And so as quickly as they were in the red zone, they're out of it.
Yeah, they're just outside of it now.
And so 2nd and 11 here, sending the kick returner in motion. And this time they find a lane and hand it off. And that will get them to 3rd and manageable here. Looks like it'll be about 4 or 5 yards. Able to create a massive hole in the middle. But good job by the Cats again. Not able to get into the backfield since that early drive, but they are able to stop those runs from getting outside the box and causing them too much damage. Though I can't imagine there's too many DCs around that are happy to see 5-6 yard chunks coming off the board this often on 1st and 2nd down.
This is the Cheetahs' first trip into the red zone. I think even into the Cats' half.
Outside of their own 20, other than for one play.
Yeah.
And so 3rd down here, sending number 14 in motion again. Cheetahs cat safety bumping across. QB looks out over the middle, but the ball is broken up. Number 21 there for the Cats breaking it up, Jonas Bastian. And surprising that it looked like they had something nice developing, but he took that throw over the middle. It didn't really seem on. That safety was sort of lurking, but not quite in the picture.
He done well to get a hand to it. It definitely deflected. I could hear it. I heard the bat, right? But yeah. What are we doing here?
We've got a field goal. And it'll be number 27, Max Roth, kicking it for the Cheetahs. Good snap, good hold. Ball is up, and the ball kick is good. So that will be a 3-3 game. For people that are fans of special teams, we've seen some great returning. We've seen some great kicking. And, all we need to see is some boom.
I feel like it's an opportunity is here, but they've levelled. They got points on the board. They've levelled the score, but that was. If you think back to the great return, you'd like to see some, a touchdown on the end of that, right?
Yeah, and I think it's
to get you into the red zone.
I think it must be really difficult as well for it to, I think overall credit to them. They've got some points on the board. We'll see what their offense can do from here, but it's got to be disheartening as well when your offense just can't take advantage of some of those good opportunities. But we'll see how they respond here. That field goal kicker once again kicking off. Good kick this time, and number 3 returns it, looking for a lane. He cuts back across the field before going forward, and he is tackled there after over his. Was surprised that he was able to return that. The way that the ball suddenly started veering off, it looked like it was possibly going to go out of bounds.
The old stretch toe.
Don't see that often enough. It's a shame.
No.
And so we'll see what this Cats offense can do now. Haven't really been in this position where they've had to drive the field for their last few series. They've had good field position on pretty much every drive they've had.
Is this their worst starting field position?
Yes. They got over there. They got into the 40 on their first kick return on the first one of the game.
Right. Wow.
And so quarterback's looking out to his left, throws the ball deep, looking for number 7. He's got him, and he makes a guy miss again. He breaks out of another tackle, and number 5 eventually brings him down. That is George Downs making the tackle, but what a play there from Tabiso Mpofu, as he was wide open, DB in the area regarding another receiver, but wasn't able to break it up. But he spun out of a couple tackles there. Really impressive play.
Here's the quick. Why were there 2 receivers in the same place? Was that by design?
I don't think so. It looked like the guy was being walled out, and just the DB was doing a good job of pushing him out of his spot. It's probably trying to be more on the seam, but clearly the corner had missed his assignment.
The play's great, but you just sort of think,
what's he doing there?
Yeah, he's got two.
And a very delayed draw
wow.
as number 22 takes the handoff. That will be Reece Gale in the backfield, switching it up from Chris Dent to start this drive. Nice play there to get them down to the 10, just outside the 10-yard line. As very, very, very delayed draw.
Yeah, clever little play.
QB had a whole pocket formed by the time the ball was put in the
especially on a first down, in the red zone. It's a really clever play to call and to obviously execute.
And so we'll see what they can do here. A couple of different personnel in for the Cats on this drive. As the quarterback looks out to his left, and he finds his receiver, number 13, in the back of the end zone, front of the end zone, sorry. That's Ben Bingham with the catch. Nice little curl play there, broke outside instead of inside, more of a comeback, I guess. And that will get the Cats on the board.
You can just see QB dropping back, firing it over. And you know what, I like that. We did catch it on. The QB had released the ball, and then the cut was made. So the ball was in the air before the receiver had even turned around.
100%.
That's great execution.
Yeah.
It's really hard to defend against.
And I think when you were watching the Cats warm up, they did have this sort of crispness to them. They were running. I saw them running. They were running half-field sort of pass skelly reps in practice, and you could see them. There was a play I saw where I think it was number 4. He broke across the middle of the field, and like by the time he looked at the QB, the ball was on him, and that level of execution is what you love to see, as they do get the PAT there. And that will make it a 10-3 game.
What
so
a flurry of points we've had.
I know, right? So we just had
We're
to speak
spoiled.
it into existence.
Second quarter, yeah, it was always going to be about the second quarter, wasn't it? Come on.
Exactly. And so we'll see what this Cheetahs offense can do. I've badmouthed them a little bit on just earlier.
Yeah, they're going to beat you up. You got to get home, mate. That's it's difficult.
I mean, I was already fearing that, Watford. Just hoping I've got 4 tyres on my car when I get back to the car park.
Just a comment here from Nick's saying now the QB's throwing well.
I do think he is, yeah. The Cats QB, I was surprised. I thought from warm-ups, number 6 might have been their starter, Mark Rivet.
Yeah.
But they've gone with Alex Docks, and I think he's done a really nice job to start. Obviously had that pick earlier. I think he just lacked just a touch. But that first drive, one of the earlier drives of the game. So I think now he's kind of figured it out a bit more. He's got his rhythm. Yeah. And we'll see what he can do on his next drive. I still think
like that pass was almost indefensible. Like you turn the DB round, balls in the air, catch. TD.
And credit to receivers as well, because you've got to be good to build that trust.
Yeah.
So you can see that. It's only one play, but it says a lot, Yeah. And we'll see what they can do on this return here.
Kick.
And that will go into the end zone. Number 82, the second returner back, thought it was going to be able to be recovered by number 14 and went a little bit early up the field. But Benjamin Myers was not able to go out and recover that.
Over here because the geezer gets him away.
And so we'll see what this Cats offense can do. Ball on the 20. We haven't seen them do a lot so far, but we'll see what they can do here instead. As Steve is auditioning to be our first accredited model.
Yeah. I used to be a model, just to let you know.
The Sport Tank only fans apparently is in the works. As the 7, he's still going, but the ball is out. Covered by number 42. I don't know how the ball popped out there. I was just about to say, great job by the Cheetahs O-line. But then they've lost yards. Well, it looks like the play seems to have been whistled dead, so they won't lose that yardage. So it will be 2nd and 7. And I'm not sure what's happened to this player there. It looked like as he was running off the field injured,
I think he was encouraged to go down.
And he went down very quickly.
Yeah. He was making his way off, but he was in pain, so they just said get down. And now we've got a break in play. I think welcomed by both sides. It's been quite high velocity, really, isn't it? Second quarter has been there's been a lot of action.
It has.
So a bit of a break for the guys while this Cheetahs player is just being tended to.
And it definitely feels like a game where both teams sort of almost not edgy, because you saw the Cats come out with quite a lot of firepower, but it seemed like once teams started to make mistakes, they just compiled, and now they've shaken that rust off. They're back to execute in the way they're comfortable, and the game should be picking up. But I think this is a big drive. If the offense can't do something again here, I think you would. I think the energy will definitely be dropping from Cheetahs. To think about it, it's one thing as a player, but as a coach, you kind of think about it, and you sort of once you have some of those drives and you're just not getting anywhere, you just start to sort of it sinks in a little bit. It's what can you do? And I definitely feel once that coaching energy changes, the players feed off of it as well. They can feel it. Once those guys haven't got that same, come on, we're going to do this, we're going to win, and they're sort of, you see them instead of coming straight back into the box, as they're sort of stand there for a minute, they're talking there for a minute, they're sort of oh, what do we do here? That gets a bit edgy, and that does sort of create that nerves, and that's just never the position you want to be as an offense. You want to be vibrant, you want to be confident, and we'll see what they can do here instead. As
Player's just being clapped off, walking off by himself. It's good.
And so we will be at 2nd and 7 here. I'm going to assume this is a run play based on the fact the receiver's left about 5 seconds before the O-line. In a 2-back set here again. Oh, and it's play action, but the QB not able to connect with his intended receiver there, number 82, Jack Stoddle. So I guess what we've learned is that they call the route combination before the pass protection in their system.
Alex Stocks would have made that pass. I'm only saying because he's got some love in the comments.
Yeah, I didn't put the surnames together until I saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Nick Stolz, if you've got any glory, Nick Stocks, sorry, if you've got any glory days of, if you were a previous QB and you've got some glory days you want to post in the chat, feel free to go for it. Show us your credentials. As Cheetahs out here in spread now, and dropping back. Fire looking for a target over the middle, and he has a catch. Number 82 running down the sideline, being chased down by number 21, and he is a massive play. Great throw there from Jax Vitry, able to find him up the seam. I did not expect that play to be made, but great catch there. That is number 82, Jack Stodel again, doing a nice job on special teams on that big return with that big block. To start that off and making a big play up the middle there. So this Cheetahs offense, we were talking about them maybe getting nervous, things not working. Instead, they've gone the complete opposite way. They've got a massive play, and that sideline is bouncing.
It's crazy. I don't know. This is one of the weirdest games I've watched. It is so balanced between the two teams.
I mean, between being at home playing college football and being out here watching this is a good break, you know. Number 82 in motion there, hand off to the running back, looking for something on the edge, but he's brought down. Big tackle there by number 45, Tom Kinner, for the Cats there. And once again, the big thing that I'm seeing, the reason why both these teams are struggling is they're trying to run to the perimeter, but they're not getting blockers out there. They're relying too much on their wide receivers out there, and they can only block two people if you've only got two wideouts out there.
Well, I think it's the same for the passes. I don't think we've seen one wide play work in this game so far.
Both teams are they're not packing the box. They're very much respecting the threats. The extra linebackers outside there. There's just too many bodies out there to get it working at the moment. As we see the Cheetahs come out in a condensed trips look. QB dropping back, looking to the right, immediately forced out the pocket to the left, looking for a pass. His intended target, number 15, but he is not able to connect with him. Good pass break up there.
You just see here on the replay, so we can't see the QB because of the ref, but yeah, you see the ball floated nicely here and just tracked so really nicely by the defenders and kept out of the way of the receiver. Dean Morgan has just posted saying that we've had another score in the Div 1 playoff game between South Wales and the Olympians, and South Wales Warriors are now leading 10-0 at half-time.
And so it'll be 3rd and 12 for the Cheetahs here. Number 14 going in motion. Little pop pass to him, but he's brought down by number 50. That is Zach Lewis making a big play there, and that will bring up 4th down for the Cheetahs. Looked like they were going to find room on the edge, but he was just able to run down the line there. Great job recognising the play off the snap, and that will move them back. Jet sweep on 3rd and long. What's your thoughts?
I revert back to our previous conversation about these wide plays. Let's get some north-south running because it seems to be working better, right? You throw a couple of blocks and it seems to be you know, not that we're having massive breakout plays, but that seems to be the way to run this game, to run in this game.
And so that ball giving the field a little bit of a haircut as it dribbles out the back of the end zone. And so that will be no points for the Cheetahs there. And the Cats will come back onto the field. The reason why I just feel like both these teams, like I feel like most of the passing game in Britball is just so outside the hashes. And you see these teams, they've got 5-6 man boxes, 2 high safeties mostly. Why aren't we running more mesh? Why aren't we doing things that are attacking over the middle? Because that's where the space is, and that was where that big play came from on that seam.
I don't know the last time I've seen like a drag or a slant across the middle. I don't like it. Just doesn't happen. That maybe the players do it and they run the route, but they don't get the ball. You know, and I think it may, do you know, it may also be the QBs being afraid to throw into traffic
and being sub 6 foot. Michael Johnson in motion there. QB looking out to his left, looking for something. Fires the ball over the top, and it's picked off.
Oh my God!
By number 5 for Hertfordshire. That's George Downs making the play, and you can see here it's too late in the play for a long throw. The DBs are always going to be that they're able to stay in the play with them, and he's just able to go up and make a play. He's got the position on the receiver. You know, those plays, you've got to get that ball out now. You know, it's hit the back of your drop, the ball's out. If you're letting them, the DBs catch up to them, unless you've got an arm that can throw the ball 50, 60 yards downfield, that's never going to be an on.
Again. Or unless it's in stride to the receiver. That wasn't in stride. They both had to contest that ball.
And that's why it's got to be 5 steps. That ball's got to be out if you want it. Because that's when you can put the ball in stride. Because we just don't have QBs that have the arms to put the ball that deep.
We've got a response from Nick saying his glory days with a slightly different shaped ball. We can only assume that's golf.
Golf.
No, it's golf. That's it.
Yeah, rugby.
No, it's golf. No, it's golf.
Cricket.
No, it's golf.
And so the Cheetahs back out onto the field here. Ball is snapped, fake handoff, and he will look out to the sideline. Looks like he was trying to put it to his back shoulder, but DB was looking for the ball to be ahead of him. So the target to Daniel Simons not quite working, as that will bring up second down.
Yeah, I don't even. He didn't even look round. I think they got the play wrong. I think one of them.
I think
there
for
was
me,
a miscommunication
what it looked like is he was getting jammed up, and he just could never quite get the DB's hands up.
Timing thing. See, I didn't.
So I would have assumed that he would have been there, and then he gets faded away.
Nice. No. Although that is the more likely this late in the season, the more likely scenario. You're right.
And so they're in spread here, motioning number 12 across the formation. He's sort of settling himself. Looks like it's going to be an illegal motion. It was interesting, Steve. I was listening, you know, me being a geek, I was listening to an NFL podcast, and they were talking about how they have emphasised the cheat motion rule. So teams like the Rams, the Niners, the Dolphins, where they have a fast receiver motioning out, making sure they're tightening on making sure that they're not going up the field before the ball is snapped.
Yeah. Like Canadian League.
Yeah, and you see there he sort of was settling himself down, but he still was kind of moving
towards the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So that's what we've seen here.
Yeah.
And I think that's right. Like it is cheating. Right, and you know that it's done on purpose. These people know what they're doing, so I think they're quite right to. And
it's an unnecessary foul as well. I mean, like you could either settle yourself down there, you created the trips look nice, or you can just make sure that you're snapping the ball and you're still moving out. QB's just got to do a better job there of making sure that the timing's correct.
Yeah.
And we'll see what they do here. Oh, and he sends him in motion again. And QB is under pressure, and he is met in the backfield there by a couple. I love it when you see that, because you know that the OC was like, I like the play I called before, I'm running it again.
Yeah.
And so he will end up in 4th down. Yeah, and he does a nice job ducking out of one tackle. But
just immediately met with someone else, wasn't he? Yeah. And do you know what? To their credit, this D-line, they've been very good and sure with their tackling. If they've got hold of someone, they've kept hold of that person. I haven't seen many spin out of tackles.
No, 100%. Like you've seen them break through the line a couple of times, but I think that's been due to the O-line blocking. There haven't been many missed tackles in that aspect there.
They've been pretty decent.
And so we'll see what the punt unit can do here. Not great so far today. It's kind of a poison pill. You either kick the ball short or you kick the ball to Michael Johnson. And the ball has gone all the way up in the air and it's been downed by the punter. That is the craziest play I've ever seen. The ball went straight up in the air and bounced back so far that it got caught by the punter.
Yeah, it's off screen, but I kept the camera straight. Look, that's where it comes down. The punter, I think.
I have never seen a punter down a punt.
No. And the ball is roughly at the 45-yard line, midfield, should I say, because we're a 90-yard field here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're always going to see something new in Britball. It's
Britball.
It's the game that keeps on giving.
Go Britball.
Yeah, NFL, here's your challenge. Can you ever have a play where the punter downs the ball on his own punt?
No, but he prevented it from being worse because it was going back quite quickly towards him.
I think we've probably more likely seen safeties come from punts than we have punts being downed by the punter. And so the Cats' offense here on 1st and 10. Oh, little jump.
No, he's all right
but
back in.
He got himself back. So number 7 goes in motion after being politely asked multiple times. QB looks out wide for number 13 and the ball is broken up. Quite a bit of contact there, but seems all fair in love and war as it will be 2nd and 10. And you see there as the ball's coming over, DB was definitely very tight to him, but held himself off just enough until the ball was in to break it up. And so that will bring up 2nd and 10. Cats in trips out to the left, sending number 7 back across in motion, fake the toss to him, but they'd give the ball to number 4 on the counter behind him, and he will gain a good chunk of yardage, but not quite a first down. Really nice play there. Send that slot receiver across. The other slot receiver follows behind him with a guard pulling round to help him, but not quite able to get the first down. But nicely executed play there.
Unfortunately, the guard didn't turn upfield to make a block. He just sort of went wide. But a little bit better awareness and positioning from that guard, and that could have bust that player.
He got the most dangerous man, but unfortunately there was another dangerous man 2 yards next to him.
Yeah.
And so number 2 rolling out to the right here, looking for a target, finds number 44, and he drops it. He managed to get down to the 2-yard line, but couldn't quite haul it in. Number 22 was close to making a play, but not quite able to break it up there. And I've got to be honest, when I saw the ball go up immediately, I thought that looked short. So I'm surprised it didn't get picked off.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
But that will bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cats.
It was pick off a ball. It's a new word.
Technical term.
We can start using. Yeah.
Pick off a ball.
Yeah, pick off a ball. This one.
Most people call that crap.
Yeah. No, pick off a ball. There's a positive spin.
Is that a verb?
At least, yeah.
QB drops back, looking out to the right, has to scramble out to his left, and he's able to get himself out of bounds. And
that's a good play by the QB. I know it was a broken play, didn't they? But gained positive yards, didn't mess around with it, just good. That's a good decision-making play by the QB.
I think the separator between QBs in this country, not talking about elite ones, but like for most QBs throughout the country, the big separator is how quickly can you make your decisions? How quickly can you do it?
Yeah, exactly.
And so you can see he's clearly gone through his progressions. He didn't like what he saw early on, and he just made his decision. It's good quarterbacking so far.
Kept himself out of danger, didn't go into contact. That's a great play by that QB.
And so QB's dropping back, looking over the middle, finds his slot receiver, number 7 there. That is to be so. Mpofu again making the play. We talked about attacking over the middle. We saw just how much space he was when he was able to make that catch.
We've got 2 minutes. Is this a 2-minute warning? I think. Let's just see. We'll just wait for the. Oh yeah. No, it's a timeout being called. So I was looking for the white cap, and he was hidden behind
So
people.
there you go. See, asking you shall receive. We ask for people to get blockers on the edge when they're outside. We get them pulling a guard. We ask teams to attack the middle because there's space in the middle. They throw a nice little dig.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think. But let's say something weird and then see if that happens. I want to see a fake punt. All right, let's.
Fake punt. Fake punt's as weird as you can get.
Okay, a little bit more obscure.
I didn't think you were that vanilla, Steve.
Yeah. The annexation of Puerto Rico. Let's see that.
I want. What do we want to see? As Mike is reminding us of the Stallions win, and so yeah, you fancy some Rushmore Stallions?
I'll travel down there. Why not?
It's Rushmore Stallions. Yeah, it's right near me. It's like half hour from me.
Yeah. I'll stay over Saturday.
What are we waiting for? Oh, there's a conversation on the sideline between the coach of the Cats and a couple of refs, but all sorted now. Normal services will resume. Or play will resume. Let's say.
I think the coach was probably telling the white hat, just need to polish that hat, make it a bit whiter. It needs to be brighter.
Yeah. It's an important message.
As we're in spread again here. QB drops back, looking to pass. Scrambling out to the left, finds his running back. He makes the first man miss, and he's en route to the end zone, and that's a touchdown for number 22, Reese Gale. Really nice play there, hitting his check down. And when your check downs turn into touchdowns, that's a great feeling, right?
Yeah. You can see it here on the replay. By rights, that should have been a 2-yard play, but a fantastic turn there. Did you say the player Reese? Is that his name?
Yeah, Reese Gale.
By Gale there, fantastic turn inside, unexpected especially for a player his size. He's a big dude,
and
right?
this is why
that was quite an athletic move from him to make, and then he was just off.
And it always makes me laugh because defensive coaches always say you're happy to give up anything in the flats. You're fine with that. But when you've got guys that can do things with the ball in their hands, you can't let. You have to be there, right on his hip on that catch. You can't let players just make those catches because they're too dangerous with the ball. And so that will make it 16-3, pending the PAT. Speaking it into existence, what about fake PAT? Don't see those often enough, do we?
Yeah, I'll take a fake PAT or a fake punt. I prefer a fake punt, I think.
Yeah.
PATs are boring.
And so to update you with the halftime score, it's officially 10-0. So South Wales Warriors on the road. South Wales Warriors at home winning 10-0. And we also have the Alphas taking on Shropshire, and they won 35.
It's half-time.
The half-time, sorry. Half-time score is 35-7. Ooh, there's some points in that game.
Yeah.
We'll see if that keeps up into the second half.
We've also got the Rams 34-6 over Inverclyde.
And so we see the offense on the field going for 2 here instead.
What if you fake a 2 and kick and punt it?
And the QB has to roll out to his left. And is almost picked off there by number 5, Jack Downs. He's made quite a few plays today already. Not quite able to get the pick 2 there. That would have been a fun play to see.
Pick 2, yeah.
But unfortunately, no mass. And that will be a 16-3 lead then for the Cambridgeshire Cats as the Cheetahs punt U-turn unit coming back out. Benjamin, was it Benjamin? Yes, Benjamin Myers, who previously had so on our roster, number 9 was who's usually number 20, Declan Comerford. But I have a feeling we'll see who that is. I think is that
they're doing a number change there. Yeah.
Is that Ben Ello?
Oh, it's Myers. Is it?
Oh, okay.
He's 22, isn't he?
Benjamin Myers was number 14.
14, sorry. Oh, I've got a pen here somewhere.
I'm imagining, did he have a jersey ripped potentially?
Potentially, yeah. One of my claims to fame is that I've scored I didn't score a pick 2, but I scored I ran through, took the ball. Oh, thanks. Took the ball from the holder and ran it back. to the end zone, and the refs. This was in the mid-90s where the 2-point conversion just came in, and the refs didn't know what to do, so they didn't give me a point. Didn't give me my points. So, yeah.
The the 2-pointer had only just come in the 90s. You learn something new every
Yeah,
day.
yeah. Yeah, when I first started playing, it was just, you could only ever go for one. I think it was my second season they brought it in. 1994 I started playing.
Yeah. You've seen it all. You've seen them add into 2 points, and you've seen them take away the surprise onside kick.
Yeah.
As Cambridgeshire Cats look to kick the ball off.
Well, the league I played in, we used to have sin bins. So you can get unsportsmanlike, you have like 2 minutes. Oh, out
And
of
the ball
bounds.
is kicked out of bounds, and so they will start with the ball at the 40.
We're inside the minute, guys. 59 seconds.
And
Thank you,
so the referee kindly helps us out by letting us know there's 59 seconds left. So we will see what the Cheetahs can do with their 2-minute offense. I believe they've still got 2 timeouts. The Sport Tank graphics department hasn't quite kicked themselves up yet to having the timeout tracker. Probably I'm assuming.
Oh, right, yeah, you would have done that, would you?
Just for a lost flash, you know.
Nah.
I would have done it for the coaches, because sometimes coaches forget how many timeouts they have. And so Cat's coming out in spread, Cheetahs coming out in spread here. Quarterback drops out, looking back to his right, throws the ball outside and kind of between 2 players there. A bit short for the guy running up the seam, a bit too deep for the guy running the hitch, and goes between both of them, and lucky not to have anybody close enough to try and jump on that and take the ball back away from him. And that will bring up 2nd and long.
It was like Legoland on Christmas Day, there's no one there.
Steve's questioning his choices here. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Quarterback dropping back, looking out to the flat, and he finds number 34 on a swing. And he has his legs chopped out by number 24 there. That was Tyler Lee on the tackle. And he will be short of the 1st down, and that will bring up 3rd and short. And after that tackle, it looks like number 34 is going down. That is a true helmet to knee tackle there.
Yeah, he's gone down injured, and just being tended to. Fortunately, it doesn't look too serious. It looks more of like an impact type thing. It was actually to his lower back.
So the golden rule I like to work off: if it looks really bad, they're probably fine. If it looks like it's nothing and they've gone injured, it's probably awful.
Yeah. It looks like it's taken a big shot to his lower back and it's just tightened up a little bit.
Yeah, it's quite the ground underneath us is quite hard. So when you sort of take one of those falls, you can sort of bounce up a little. It does create sort of that bouncing effect, you know.
Yeah.
I'm sure anybody that's taken a snap at some point has had that when you get tackled and you just sort of thump and it just rings your bell a little bit. He seems to be on good spirits in the sideline, so I imagine he should be fine. And so it'll bring up 3rd and 4 for the Cheetahs here. Big play because they do need some points here on this drive, but let's see what they can do here.
Opening of the 3rd quarter.
I think they did.
Are they receiving the kick? So
yes, they will be because the Cats opened. So they've got an opportunity to take the lead if they can score on to close the half and start the next one. QB takes snap, looking out to his left, having to roll out immediately, but he's eventually tackled there by number 58. That is Russ Polson with the sack, and they say that he fumbled. And we'll watch the replay here. It looked. I didn't think that he had fumbled on the tackle.
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, the other player dove on it straight away. We didn't see it, obviously, from this angle, but yeah, you can see the player clearly diving on the ball.
And so now the Cats have an opportunity
God.
it's too early to put the nail in the coffin, I think, but
Yeah.
to give them the challenge of needing to get 3 scores in that second half could make the game much more comfortable for them. We'll see what their offense can do here. Good field position with probably about 45 seconds left, you reckon?
Yeah, roughly.
Running back Chris Dent back in the game for them. QB starts off looking out to his right. He has to scramble away. Blitzer just about misses him, and he runs out of bounds. Maybe gained a couple of yards there. And good job there, escaping from the pressure. Nice little backside blitz it looked like there, and he just chased him all the way down.
Again, just nice evading play, picked up a couple of yards. We've said apparently someone's watching on a plane to Tampa, Johnny Fiveson.
Oh, wow. And so that will be, looks like offside.
False start. I think it's a false start. Let's have a look. It was offside.
And so that will bring up second and about 3.
Second and pick any play you want.
And so the Cats move into trips now. Good spot by the ref, making sure that the sticks are right. QB hands the ball off,
play again.
and he is tackled there. Nice play by number 96. That will be Keaton and Kona Francis.
Is that delayed draw again? You can see the QB drops back, arm up, and then just hands it off. But D Lyman there for the Cheetahs just waiting for him. Basically stood there waiting for him, didn't he? Good play. And that brings up third and short.
Yeah, and not terrible position for them to be in. We've seen them execute fairly well on third down so far, and third and short, not awful. As they said, number 4, Michael Johnson in motion. Ball is snapped. QB looks out to his left, gets the ball up in the air. Number 4 goes for it, and he brings it down with a body catch about 10 feet in the air. Number 6 there. Looks like they're going to spike the ball. And there's an injured player down.
Oh. And we missed the replay because of it. It's,
yeah,
what a catch.
It's so impressive when you can see somebody that's able to jump up high enough that because he caught it on his chest.
Yeah.
It wasn't a high point catch, but he was able to get his body up so high and get across the defender to box him out. It's almost like going up for a basketball rebound. And he great job there.
And it was I think it was the safety that made contact with him that's actually down injured. So it was a high velocity hit he took and still managed to keep hold of the ball. Luckily the safety's now on his feet, number 5, just jogging off George down. So
it's funny when the QB caught the ball, I saw him look at the ball for a good half a second or so before he got into his drop. I was like, he's going to throw something that's contested.
Yeah.
And you see he just throws the ball up and everybody's covered, but luckily he's got receivers that are paying him back with plays like that. And so we'll see what Cambridge can do here then. Back in spread on the 6-yard line, sending in Michael Johnson in motion from the outside, and he balls out to the corner. Intended receiver was number 9, William Browning. You could see a little bit of hand fighting early in the route, a little bit of a push to try and gain separation, and that will. So there's 2 seconds left on the clock. So this will be the last play of the half, unless there's a defensive penalty.
And
the field
rightly
goal
so, they're going for a field goal.
Yeah, that would make it a true 2-score game at 16-point lead.
Yeah. Technically, is that not a 3-score game? Because you need a third score to go ahead. You need 2 scores to draw. It's up for debate.
Yeah.
Let us know. Let us know in the comments.
Ball fumble, snapped along the ground, and because of the amount of pressure there, the ball was kicked off to the side. And so no points on the board for them, so it will remain a 2-score game.
Yes. And that should be half-time. I don't know.
And eventually the judge at the back has had enough, and he decided he wants to throw a flag on
I
it.
don't know what's happened there then. There's going to be an unsportsmanlike, surely.
So it looked like the white hat was in there breaking everything up, but the referee at the back sort of was like, I've had enough. I'm going to flag this and we can discuss it.
Here we go. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
And it looks like they're pointing at,
To the Cats way. It's going to be assessed on.
So I'm assuming that'll be on the kickoff, right?
Yeah, but the kickoff of the third quarter, because he just held the ball up to say that's the end of the half. Odd way to end the half, anyway.
It seems appropriate for this game, though.
Yeah, so fitting. But yeah, so score at the end of at half time here is the Cambridgeshire Cats 16 and the Hertfordshire Cheetahs 3. What do you want to see more of or less of in the second half?
I think I really like that towards the end of the second half, both both QBs were playing with good rhythm, good tempo. They were getting the ball, they were making decisions quickly. There was still a little bit more to be found, I think, in terms of the accuracy of their throws. They can still maybe lead the ball a little bit better, maybe make that decision just a tick earlier.
Yeah.
But I think overall they've done a good job. I just want to see both O-lines really getting into the game a bit more.
Yeah.
We've seen them being able. Both teams can handle what's going on up front, but neither of them have been able to really get into the box or get out onto the edge enough to kind of take that run game a step up. So I think if there's ways that they can get more movement from their O-line, I think that'll be beneficial to a team being able to control the game. Because right now the Cats are winning, but I wouldn't say they're fully controlling it, because all it will take is the Cheetahs to stop making a couple of mistakes here and there, and they can probably get back into this game, really. So I think, and cleaning up a little bit on specials for both sides, really. I think in terms of like the punt game and some of the kicking, they probably need to just tighten that up a little bit, because at the moment so there are opportunities where the Cheetahs should be a little bit more comfortable than they are, for example, but then they're a short punt and suddenly the Cats getting the ball in an easy position, and they need to be getting them pinned back a lot further, really.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll take a quick break now, guys, and we'll be back in about 10-15 minutes for the third quarter. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back.
Why can't I hear it? That's why.
Welcome back as we are about to kick off the second half. Kicker William Browning will kick the ball off for the Cats, kicking from left to right, as the Cheetahs have Benjamin Myers and Jack Stodall back to return. Cheetahs apparently alert for an onside kick, but they do kick the ball deep. Nice high kick up the middle, and the ball bounces in the end zone, and the Cheetahs will start with the ball at the 20-yard line. That's twice now. They've kicked the ball over the head of the guy that they've got back. He's not necessarily designated to return. He obviously wants to be a bit more of a lead blocker, but they put the ball over his head in a place that Benjamin Myers can't get to it. And so twice they've kicked off since conceding that 80-yard return, and twice they've managed to get a touchback instead. So smart adjustment on special teams, assuming that's intentional. As Cheetahs offense comes out now, and we sort of discussed some of their struggles a little bit in the first half, and as we went into the break, let's see what they've discussed. Out, but they're not able to get the ball into the QB. We talked about him wanting to be a bit more accurate and lead his receivers a bit more. That time on the field, and he's unable to get the ball in his hands there.
Right, did hit his hand.
Unfortunately, his hand was a good 2 feet away from his numbers, so not quite the accuracy we were looking for. But we'll see what they can do here. Bit more, one of their receivers a bit closer to the line, sort of in a tight end alignment, but with a receiver split. And so QB looks to the slant, and DB was running the route for his receiver there, as number 21 in the way. That's Jonas Bastian, who's been all over the field in the back end there, getting in front of the play again. And so very quickly, as Cheetahs offense find themselves in 3rd and 10.
Red 21, forget the last bit. Red 21, forget the last bit.
And so score update, the London Blitz under-19 played the London Warriors under-19 team, and they came out on top 28-14 to the London Blitz there, losing earlier in the season but coming back strong to finish their season with a win there. As we go back to 3rd and 10. And so escaping out the pocket, QB slides, and that will bring up 4th and 5. And we were talking about it earlier on. He went through his progressions quickly there, saw nobody was open, quickly escaped out of the pocket.
Yeah, almost looked like it was a design play, you know. But yeah, his progressions. I think that's a generous way of describing it, because his progressions must have been one player.
Yeah. it was. This looks like a mess. I'm out.
Yeah, yeah.
Drop, Luke, let's have some fun.
And so we'll see how the punt comes off here. Number 86, Luke Neal back to punt again. That's
Nice
a much
punt.
better punt down the field, and that's bouncing and rolling towards the sideline. Looks like it has gone into the other team's half. So at least managing to flip the field there. Number 86 commenting as he comes back, it was a very ugly punt on his half. So Cats got offense coming out with the ball at their 41, and we'll see what their offense can do here. Pretty much the same starting unit as came out, just a minor change at receiver. Ball's handed off to the running back there, and he's able to run through a few, gets himself down, looking at 2nd and short there, 2nd and 3. Once again, that's Chris Dent there making that play.
We had some first half stats given to us. So the Cats had is it all-purpose yards, 155?
No, 155 yards was just from the pass game, but they managed to amount about 25 yards of rushing offence. But if you factor in the loss of yardage on those fumbles that they had, it actually worked out a net of 0. And Cheetahs had some decent yardage in their half, with about 58 yards or so. Most of that coming from that one big play that they had hitting that seam, but not really able to generate too much yardage other than that. So hoping for better offense on both sides in the second half. We'll see what the Cats can do here on 2nd and 3. And they will hand the ball off again to their back, breaking through, and he manages to, and he's still going. Took a number of Cheetahs to slow his momentum, and there's a flag in the backfield, so we'll see what that's for.
So that's holding, so this is all for nothing.
And it was a shame because he was really explosive in the hole there.
Yeah.
Managed to make a couple of cuts. Took half the defense to stop his momentum, but I'm sure after all that effort, you kind of wish somebody told him there was a flag in the backfield.
Yeah.
But he's looked very good on those early runs, so I imagine he's still got plenty of juice in the tank. Should they choose to keep running the ball on this drive, they will bring up 2nd and. We will see where it's spotted. 2nd and 11. Offense still out there in spread. And so flags in the air, ball out to the sideline. It's picked off by number 5, but we will see the result of the play. I thought that should have been whistled dead because we got a full start as well as the offside with the guard there, but they let the play continue on, so it will be 2nd and 6. Yeah, the best play that was never made.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that the ball didn't touch the floor there. He did an incredible job to keep it up, and yeah, all for nothing.
That's 2 all-for-nothing plays in a row.
And so we'll see what they can do here on 2nd and 6. QB drops back, looks out to his left, finds his running back again out in the flat, and he's able to make that first down. It's very clear that when they check it down to a running back in the backfield, you can't just let him get the ball. You have to be on his hip, because is that the 3rd time we've seen a catch like that and turn up the field? A couple of them went for first downs. One obviously went for a touchdown earlier. And these Cheetahs are going to have to be keying on that running back leaving the backfield, because whether it's Chris Dent, number 18, or Rescale, number 22, both of them can make a guy miss once they make that catch. And so quarterback takes a snap, looks out, set screen up on the left. He's able to get a few yards there, but not many, as Cheetahs rally to the football. And so that will be 2nd and about 7 there. And you can see that the linemen were trying to get out there, but they just weren't quite able to get out there quick enough to create that wall that you want to set up screen. Micah has very helpfully let me know that it is 10-0 to the South Wales Warriors. The Olympians not travelling well and having a difficult time of things, still yet to get on the board. The ball is snapped, and the ball was thrown a little bit too early there. Number 4 was not able to get his head round quickly enough. Looks like there was a flag as it was offside, so I think it was a free play, and unfortunately a player is down on the ground injured. So we will have a little bit of a water break as they attend to him. So interesting play. It was a very risky throw. I don't know if the QB knew that he had a free play there.
I think he did know.
Yeah.
I think he did know, because he was quite quick. It was a quick release from him. So I think he did know. But we're going to... we'll go off mic for a second, because this injury, the player looks like in quite a lot of pain. And we'll take a little injury break. And then, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. So play is just about to resume as the injured player. He's actually injured his knee, which he had heavily strapped anyway. So it looks like this is an existing injury, but he's being helped off. Yeah, hopefully it isn't too serious and has a fast recovery. But yeah, anyway, game on.
And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Cats out here in trips. Hand the ball off to their running back. It'll be Chris Dent. You've heard his name a number of times, but unable to escape the clutches of the D-line there, as number 71 for the Cheetahs, Andy Dickens, able to make a good play there.
I don't think it was Andy. I could just see Andy's here on the left, so it wasn't Andy Dickens that made that tackle. I'm not sure who it was. 61 maybe?
We'll see.
Yeah,
well,
it's the other interior tackle.
My bad. So that was Bradley Parrish. QB looking out to the sideline, finds number 4. So that's Michael Johnson making the play again. 1st down. Nice little flood concept out there. He's able to just feather the ball in over the top, and that will result in a 1st down.
We've got like the best angle ever. Look at this. Straight over.
And you're surprised. You're going through the progressions. You think to yourself, a running back, that's the option that's on. But he's able to put the ball in very nicely. And when you've got a good throw, you're able to make yourself right. And QB's dropping back, looking to the left this time. Throws the ball out to number 7. He's able to make the catch, but the referee will say that he chose to lose those yards. And so he will take what should have been about a 6-yard gain and make it a 3-yard gain. And so that will bring up 2nd and 7. QB looking out to his left, and he will scramble away and slide down at the 15-yard line. And yeah, you can just see here, he just drops back, doesn't quite like what he's seeing, so scrambles away, and that will bring up 3rd and about 5.
Hey, let's go, D! Come on now!
QB looking out to his left, scrambling away out to his right, being chased by the D-ends there, looking for a throw back of the end zone, not quite able to find it there. You can see the receiver ends up running along the front of the end zone, but QB was looking to throw the ball to the back of the end zone. Great pursuit, D-line flushing him out. And that will bring out the field goal unit most likely for the Cheetahs, for the Cats, sorry. The lineman in pursuit there was Cromwell Ibby, number 97, forcing that QB to roll out. And so that will bring up William Browning again to kick the ball. So 34-yard attempt, high snap.
Oh, they messed that up.
And he will be brought down. That is Felipe Blairy making the play.
And it's all from the snap. You can see here, too high, held on for too long. The pacing, stepping up for the kicker was just off. And he just sort of froze.
It's funny, the kicker sort of looked at the holder like, I ain't gonna kick that.
He should have dropped his shoulder and helped him, you know, like protected him. But,
it's like when a dog sort of craps on the floor and you're like, well, I'm not picking that up.
Yeah,
You did it.
looking at it. Yeah.
And so that will bring up 1st down for this Cheetahs offense, hoping to get some momentum here, starting on their own 25-yard line. So a good chunk of field to go, but let's see if they can generate some explosive plays like they did a couple of times in that half. They start off with a handoff to their running back, but he is tackled only about, he's only gained about 2 yards there. That is Max Roth taking the hand off. And both defenses have been really good at getting to the ball. Like you see, how many times can you count today the amount of times where you've seen 5 or 6 players in a pile sort of ending the momentum of the runner?
About 20? Maybe 22, I don't know.
And so they're in a 3-by-1 formation with a tight end to the left, sending number 20 in motion. Ball is snapped. They throw it out to set to screen, and he will gain a couple of yards there. So that'll bring up 3rd and 6. Cats defense doing a nice job rallying out to the sidelines to contain that, and feels like they've got this Cheetahs offense figured out for the most part.
Yeah. I think the Cheetahs from here, what have they got? A 60-yard field in front of them. I don't think that there's enough in it for them to. They're not getting enough to drive this ball downfield.
We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and 6. And the QB is sacked by number 50 coming through there. That is Zach Lewis, bringing him down in the backfield. And so they are going to have to punt here again. You can see as soon as the ball was snapped pretty much, he was able to shoot straight through. And QB was looking up and he was not able to get away from that.
And you can see the QB disappointed with himself there. I feel like he felt like he should have done better on that play. But
and one thing I find with this, I think when watching this Cheetahs offense, it feels quite static, and it feels like they only really use motion when they want to attack something. There's not a lot of misdirection or manipulation with their formations. It feels quite predictable overall.
Yeah. Well,
It's a good punt, and that's a better punt. Number 4 in 2 minds about whether to return it, and he eventually lets the ball get downed in their half. So much better punt unit. We were talking about that going into the half. We wanted to see better special teams. Yeah. Much better punt unit so far from the Cheetahs. But I think you'd rather be complimenting their offense than their special teams unit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's it. Yeah, it's like good. You've sorted that. It's not enough. You know, like there's more to it. We're still a 13-point game. So that there's been no score in this half so far. So I mean the Cheetahs are still in the game. Like it's still a 2-score game.
Did you have any doubts in your mind that the Cats will be in front of us in about 5-6 plays time? Like that's the problem. The Cats are just established themselves.
Down the field nicely, yeah.
And so they hand the ball off to Chris Dent again. He finds room on the outside, but he is brought down eventually. So looked like what was going to be a promising run, but he's only able to get about 3 yards. But there is a flag on the play, so we'll see what that is. Most likely holding, given where the flag is.
Yeah. What I've got to say about this is normally the white cap refs, when they're doing the signals, they're talking. He's like a mime. It's like he's playing charades, and you got to figure out what he's
efficient though. I like it. It's.
No, I don't. I can't hear it. I know most of the signals, but I don't know them all. Like I knew that one was obviously a.
Do you want an earpiece with him talking directly to you?
Yeah. I want him to come over to here to me every time. I just find it weird. He's like miming it.
And so QB drops back looking to pass here. He immediately takes off, being chased by a couple of defenders. But he runs to the sideline and he's able to get himself out of bounds. So they managed to get back the yardage from the penalty, but they've still got a good 9 to 10 yards.
Oh yeah, I saw him running past the pylon, the stick. I thought, oh, first down, well done. No, you can just see him here on the replay. Just a nice, safe, good run. Picks up 11 yards on that.
And it does feel like the left side of the line is the place for him to escape. I don't know whatever's going on with the matchups they got on that side. Yeah, they're doing a good job, I guess, of washing them out and sort of creating those escape lanes if he does want to take them. So sending the running back out in motion, and they get the ball out there. Couple of good blocks on the outside, but once again, been a consistent theme. There's good blocking on the outside, but there isn't the numbers. So then that defense is able to get out there. It takes a long time for that ball to get out there on the edge, and so not much yardage.
And as usual, this Cheetahs defense is very fast. Like they're fast players, and you leave the ball in the air for too long, and
both defenses, if you motion to that side and you try and run something to that side, the linebackers are beating them there every time. And so they drop back to snap. Ball finds his receiver, and he's not able to make him miss that time. Great tackle there by Felipe Blairy. Ended the last drive, ending this drive as well.
Sorry, that wasn't shown on screen. For some reason it got caught on the previous replay. Apologies.
Well,
you didn't see that,
you also missed
really nicely described by Tom. So,
yeah, unfortunately, you also missed what might be one of the worst cut block attempts I've ever seen by one of the Cats guards, who just fell on the floor as soon as the play started. And that will bring up the punting unit.
Yeah.
See, look at us. We were saying it would only be a couple of plays, maybe down here, but instead they're punting the ball away.
Yeah, we don't know anything.
Lots of life left in this game. As Benjamin Myers. Benjamin Myers is back to potentially return it unless Steve gets his wish of a fake punt. And the ball is snapped very high, and so the Cheetahs will get the ball in very good position.
The Cheetahs are back in play. This is the Cats are doing their best to give this game to the Cheetahs. And although that's what happened in Q1, maybe we'll see the similar sort of thing where Q4 both teams start playing a bit better. But this is a great opportunity. This is a short field. The ball is on the 30-yard line for the Cheetahs. They've only got 30 yards to drive into the end zone. And you want them to get a touchdown, right? You don't want to settle for another 3 points. Let's see what they can do. Yeah,
and I think the adjustments they probably talked about at half-time, hopefully you can see maybe some of them working here. As we see the quarterback looking to take the snap, drops back, throws out to the right-hand side, but over the head of his intended receiver.
But there is a flag on the play. It looks like there's a little bit of afters. Not too sure what the penalty will be here, but
and so it looks like roughing the passer has been called, and so they will get an automatic 15 yards from that.
So that's half of the pitch that they'd already given them taken away. So there's only 15 yards to go. They're now in the red zone. The Cats are shooting themselves in the foot.
This is a lesson learned. A missed block is just an opportunity for roughing the passer penalty if the QB gets the ball out quickly enough. Positive thoughts, Steve. Positive thoughts.
Yeah. So when your coach has a go at you, you say, no, I was drawing the penalty. Duh. Like, you're welcome, coach.
It was only a sack because the QB didn't get it out quick enough.
Yeah.
So Cheetahs here in spread again. QB with a little pitch up the inside to number 84. And so his intended target on the last play, Daniel Simons, gets the ball on a little flip there. And
it felt like it took a bit too long to develop. And now, bear in mind, we're watching this at 3/4 speed here, so it will be. But look, there was already players committed to the backfield, reading the player coming across. I think that was a bit too obvious.
I feel like a play that's missing a guard. You want to, like whenever you watch, and Andy Reid loves his little pitch options. Whenever you see that, it's always based off power. You have somebody kick somebody out and you have that guard come through and lead to that linebacker. If you're hoping that linebacker is just going to bite on the action before that, then you end up with plays that don't break off the way that you hope.
But the Cheetahs get a 10-yard holding call, and it's 1st and 20 from the 25. Oh my God.
And so QB drops back looking for his ISO matchup on the backside, and he just has to throw the ball away. He manages to get the ball out of bounds, so there won't be a grounding call. And yeah, I think you can see, I think the Cats were playing a little bit of jam on the outside, so I imagine he was looking for his ISO receiver. And unfortunately, there was nothing there because good defense by the Cats to cover that and take it away. So we'll see what they can do here on this play instead. 2nd and 20.
Second down in what feels like the 15th play of this drive.
And so they've come out with Trips Bunch here. This seems to be one of their go-to sets when they get backed up and need to create some downfield windows. QB drops back. Blitzer rushing off the edge. He manages to make him miss. He throws a prayer up, but it's too far out of bounds for anybody to make a play on it.
No flags.
And I like that play defensively from the Cats. Pre-snap, they had 3 guys over and a safety, but then that linebacker just comes round and blitzes him. You see 4 guys over a trip set, and you probably think there's no way that's where pressure's coming from, right? But it came straight around that edge.
The Cats have been very good with their blitzes and their stunts. You know, we've seen a number of plays where someone has just blown through.
I think it always just catches the team off guard. They're running a lot of they're running too high, and when you see too high, you're often thinking they're covering deep. They're not going to be bringing as much pressure. But especially as they don't bring a lot of guys down to the line of scrimmage, but they are able to disguise what they're doing pre-snap quite well. QB scrambles out, throws a pass. It's tipped by the DB, and that means it's picked off by number 58. That's Russ Poulsen making the play there. I think that's 58.
I thought it was 52. Let's have another quick look.
Or is it 56?
Let's not
56.
unnecessarily give Russ any credit.
Sorry, that was 56 with the catch. Hayden Whiffen.
Yeah, Russ was there to congratulate him, so we can give him that credit. Well done, Russ. Now make a play. You may be able to tell we have a existing relationship with Russ.
You have an existing relationship
Yeah.
with Russ. I talked some friendly word than what I was going to say to him before game. And so the Cats will come out in trips here.
The Cats are pinned back further than I think they've been all game.
Yes, this is their worst field position.
Worst starting position. They're in their own red zone, around the 12-yard line, I would say.
And so QB is sacked there.
No, QB handed it off.
Handed it off?
Yeah, 22 is the guy that scored the touchdown. He took the ball and was met just behind the line of scrimmage, it looks like.
Yeah, and I like the adjustment that the Cheetahs have made as well. It's quite aggressive. I think they came out and they looked like they were running some 2-man there. So surprised they were able to get into the backfield, because usually that means you haven't got many players that are able to account for the run. And we'll see what they can do here.
It's a free play.
And the ball is up and out to the sideline. That looked like OPI as well.
Yeah, it was OPI, but it's a free play. So let's just see that again. You can see, we're a little bit late catching that, but you can see the defender just stands up with his hands up. And it's definitely OPI, but it doesn't matter.
The DB can feel aggrieved there. Although it must be like practice for him, because I can't imagine many OPIs are called in practice either. So
no. They're never called in practice. Everything's against the defence in practice.
Fairly, I would usually add.
Yeah, it kills me. Kills me. Makes me want to go home.
And so this will be 2nd and 10. Send a running back out in motion again, find him on the swing screen, but the ball is thrown too far ahead of him. I don't think it would have mattered anyway, because the safety and the D lineman were able to flare out to play that. I'd like to see them run something off of that, either maybe 4 verts or something like that, where you just stretch them out a little bit and then attack the space in behind.
But then, so on the linebacker, I see someone go in motion, ball snapped, and the QB's head turned straight. I'm like, right, that's where that's going, right? Like, why not do that head movement and then fire it back over to the other side of well, even over to the middle. Yeah. You know, just pivot back and fire it in. Anyway.
And so they set up a screen to the outside, but the tackle is made, and so that will bring up 4th down.
I just feel like that play, by design, is so easy to read where they put that ball that time.
I think the thing I would say about a play like that is it's not a play that's meant to exist on its own. I think it's meant to something's meant to build off of it. You could run, you could flare out and then have the QB run a draw off of it. Yeah. You can have the shot off the back of it. there's other things you can do with it, but that on its own as a play, if that's all you run, it's going to be red. They've seen it 3 or 4 times now. There's no way they're not going to bite on that. Let's see what the punt unit can do here for the Cats then. Number 20, Benjamin Myers, is back deep to receive. Jordan Legg, number 55, the personal protector for him, ahead. Ball is punted up very high. And it's bouncing back. It hits the Cat, so surely that means that that's the spot of the ball. It's been picked up, though, anyway, by number 22, trying to advance it.
A whole sideline screaming.
And so he will be downed at about the 25-yard line.
You just see number 22. Look, they let the ball go. They all just sort of stop, and he has the presence of mind to go and pick it up. But fortunately, there, number 1 saw it and jumped on it.
Well, I thought the ball should have been downed where it was on the spot because it hit the Cambridgeshire player.
Did it hit the
It hit his hand.
Ah, okay, yeah. Then that's probably what they're conferring about. If it has, yeah, then it will. It's what do they call that? Illegal?
It's not illegal, but that's just...
Yeah, that's the call.
Oh,
the call
right.
is like illegal touching or something. That's the like, so you know when you pick up, if you're the punting team and you pick up the ball,
Yeah.
that's
Technically, you're downing it, but that's where
it's called an illegal touch or something.
Yeah.
We should ask the ref.
Well, they're flipping the field anyway, so that will show the end of the quarter.
Right, so now we should see some good football. If they are to repeat the first half.
Well, whatever football we're seeing, it should be easier than that. Hopefully, it's a bit like the first half in the sense that once it got to this end of the field, the football lived on this end of the field.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, that's what I meant. Like, should see some good football.
And
do you know
so
what?
based
A
on
Cheetahs
the
ball here.
spot, it looks like they have marked it where the hand hit the ball
Touched it, yeah,
because
that makes sense.
initially they were setting up on the 22,
Right.
but they've moved it back to 5 yards, I think.
I'd love to see a Cheetahs touchdown here. This would be a great time for a Cheetahs touchdown.
Yeah, this is the territory.
And I'm not supporting the Cheetahs, by the way. We are neutral, but
Steve roots for an underdog.
For the game. No, just for the game. Just for like the competitiveness. Make the game interesting.
And so QB snaps the ball, looks out to the sideline, he finds his receiver, and
Well
so
done,
that's
Dan.
a nice way to start the drive off. Daniel Simons getting the ball there on a nice little 5-yard out that unfortunately only gains about 3 yards. But that's a good start for this offense, getting it to 2nd and 7, get the ball moving, and got themselves a few shots to try and get to the end zone. So number 12 goes in motion. Ball is snapped, immediately thrown out to the sideline, but he is tackled there at about the 13-yard line. Nice little quick hitch, and that will get them a first down. This is nice from the Cheetahs here.
2 very good plays back to back there.
Yeah, you just see that where that motion came across, he has that pre-snap access. There's all the space in the world, so he's just able to catch and throw. That's good quarterback in there. And we'll see what they can do on
right
first.
in front of our camera.
Yeah, perfect.
Everyone's happy.
And so they set up in a trips look again, this time with somebody close to the line, almost like a tight end. Cheetahs, Cats, have rotated into a 1-high look. Quarterback drops back, and he is sacked by number 45 coming through there. That is Tom Kinner making the play. And you can see he was dropping back to go for his progressions on the trip side, but immediately he's tackled there.
Just closed down the pocket on him, and it was on his blind side, so he didn't see it until late.
And that's you can see they're running that trips look, but they're running it to this the boundary side of the field, so there's less space. And so it's when the Cats only rush 4, so they got 7 guys back with a few guys over the top. So it's very easy for them to just close that space and take away those options and allow the D-line to get some pressure. And so we have some score updates. So the Alphas beat the Revolution 62-7 at full time. And once we get confirmation of the South Wales Warriors score, we will let you know. But to our knowledge, it's currently 10-0. As the quarterback drops back, looking for somebody, scrambles out to the left slightly to find a man, and it's picked off by number 83 for the Cats. That is Hector Omitawoju making the play. And so Cheetahs had themselves some nice field position, started off nice, and unfortunately just turned the ball over in the opponent's territory.
Really difficult because, as I just said, I wanted the Cheetahs to score. They didn't. They let me down.
And we got a blowout.
They let everyone down.
We got a blowout in the north to let you know about, as Scunthorpe won 62-7 over Shropshire. Yeah, Steve, as we were saying, we need a big play from the defence here of the Cheetahs to keep us in this game.
I would go and celebrate on field with them.
And so QB back to snap. That is a different quarterback.
God, what great fighting at the end of this play
So
to actually pick up the first down. If you look, once Johnson catches this ball, he actually hasn't made 10 yards. You can see he's shy of it here. And then this second effort from him.
Incredible
That's
play.
Fantastic play by
Working
him.
in a little phone box, and is able to get that yardage as a new quarterback, Mark Rivet, comes in to finish the game for Cambridgeshire. And he has to scramble away, and he scrambles outside to the sideline, able to get a good chunk of yardage before being tackled. Number 45. He caught me off guard when we played against him last season. He looks, you'd expect a statue, but he can move incredibly well, and he shows it on that play there.
He's quite tall, isn't he? Was that 6'2"?
Great look as well with the two gloves.
Yeah, he's a double glover.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds so much more offensive.
You're not a double glover, are you, mate? Come on. It's summer.
I feel you can only do double gloves in the summer. In the winter, the ball's too slippery. It's muddy, you know.
Yeah.
And so QB fakes the throw out to the sideline. Running back bumped into his own O-lineman, but he was able to still get some great yardage on the draw there.
Look at his hip movement on this fake. I think he really sells this fake, right? So he's obviously, and I think this really helps the run. Watch this, bang! Lovely drop of the hip, and it's stuff like that that makes such a big difference. Because as a defensive player, I'm looking for that commitment of the body, right? Like, and that just makes me hesitate a bit more and helps the running back. So great play there.
So they're now second and very short. QB's dropping back looking for a ball, and he tries to find his receiver on the hitch, and he just throws that. Remember that Tim Tebow practice video of the duck coming out? Unfortunately, just dribbles it about 3 yards away from his target.
Let's just say he spiked that one because he had such a good couple plays, right? He spiked it. Right, let's move on.
As long as you're not losing yardage on second and short, you're always happy.
Yeah.
We'll see what Hay can do here. I'm sure they're feeling confident about converting 3rd and 1, but let's see what they do here. Quarterback dropping back, looking for a pass, finds his running back out in the flat. But the ball is just out of reach, and that will bring up 4th and short. You can see nice timing there, got the ball out, but just a touch ahead of him. And so what's been quite a money play for them, being able to hit the running back out and sort of get that flood concept going, is now brought up 4th and short.
And are they going for it? Interesting that they're going for it, but
I wouldn't be nervous if I was them.
You wouldn't be?
No. They'll get the ball back quickly even if they turn it over, based on the current standing of the game. So they hand the ball off immediately, and it looks like he should have got the yardage.
We'll see where the forward progression is, and it is called a first down. You can see the referee just signalling him from the sideline there.
Good running again by Chris Dent to pick up that first down.
Chris Dent's had a great game. He's been solid.
He really has. I think it's almost a shame that he hasn't been able to get a little bit more involved in the pass game, because you feel like what he's done on the ground has been great, but where he's had the ball in space is really where he's been thriving.
Yeah.
Maybe want to see it. I would love to see him get the ball on something like a little running back slip screen, or something of that nature.
Well, they tried to do that previous play, and you know, it was just that the ball's just out of reach.
Yeah,
for him,
but,
wasn't it?
getting behind a few O-line, going up the field and
Right.
running straight along those hashes, you know.
Yeah.
Or even just maybe a little bit more. I think both teams use a lot of zone runs. I would love to see one of them just have a counter in there, have a bit of power in there.
We've got a very rare moment here in British American football.
We've got a measurement.
Yeah. God, it's been some time since I've seen one of these. I think this is our first live stream measurement.
And we can see this is why you get the marker in the right place, so that when they come out onto the field they can measure properly.
Some of these.
Do you reckon they might need some chains to measure if the chains are actually 10 yards?
Yeah. I didn't do this. There's no drama to that where I wanted there to be, where he did the big first down, because they signal the first down either way, don't they, off of it? Referees really missed an opportunity there to create some more entertainment.
He should have come right out there, looked straight down the barrel of the eye of the camera.
Looked at me and said, Steve!
He should have gone.
Yeah. People can't see what you're doing, but that's fine. I think it's good that they can't. Anyway, first down Cats, let's go.
Stacked out to the right. QB's dropping back, looking to his left. Looking to step up and scramble.
Ooh.
Looked like he stiff arms number 63. Ball to the ground. They've called that an incomplete pass as opposed to a fumble. It looked like there was a target there, but the ball got knocked out, from what I saw. Right, so it never quite got to his target.
In 75%. Ah, that was a throw, yeah. But it was the hand was manoeuvred.
Yeah, it's brought down to the ground after. The way he was brought down, I thought that might have garnered some interest, given how they've been quite liberal with a couple of roughings, but no such call there. Well, we'll see what they can do on second down. Quarterback's dropping back, looking to pass again, and he steps up this time, looking for all of it, going deep, but not quite able to get there.
And there's a flag.
There is a PI, which I am very surprised about because it looked way over the top.
I think let's have a little look.
And it was late.
Just while we're waiting for the signal here, let's just have a little look.
So QB steps up, ball's up over the top. Let's see when the contact is made. The contact is made after the ball has got over the heads of both of them. I am very surprised that that flag got thrown.
Maybe it gets waved off. No, it is pass interference on the defence. First down. Wow.
I think when they look back at that, they'll be very disappointed. I don't know why they're marching all the way down the field. It's only a 15-yard penalty.
It's like they spotted the foul them.
Why would it be spotted a foul? It's never been spotted a foul.
No, they haven't. Look, they're coming back to where the ref marked it.
Do you think they were hoping that if they go to the spot of a foul, they'll just get the ball placed there?
This is a classic where the NFL rules get confused with NCAA rules.
To be fair, DPI is called so not often. They thought they might have been able to. They might have forgotten how many yards it is.
Yeah. Isn't there a spot off the foul? Right.
And so, unfortunately, all the neutrals out there probably not very happy about that. But the Cats are happy to keep marching the ball down the field as they send the receiver in short motion, fake the toss out to the outside, makes a guy miss trying to get away from the pressure, but he's still standing up on his feet, throws the ball out, ball is not complete. I'm amazed that the referees wouldn't have called it in the grasp. I think if he wasn't a 6'5" QB, they probably would have called that a sack a while ago.
6'5"?
Looks it from here.
Oh, I called him 6'2" earlier. Sorry.
Taller. I mean, it's the running back. It's the running back. The running back makes him look 6'5".
Yeah. Hey, you leave my Chris Dent alone. He's been awesome today.
He's on the Steve's All-Stars list.
Yeah, he is.
To be fair, I've noticed you do love yourself a running back.
Steve's MVP. I like tough running backs. I like it when they just get angry.
Paddy Chapman, UGB selects. He's one of your guys, isn't he?
Yeah, Paddy is the guy.
And so Chris Dent, following his lineman through that front side gap, able to get a good chunk of yardage on the ground there.
Angry runners. That's what I like. I like an angry runner that's like runs with purpose and just pure hatred.
I feel like you can just drop. I feel like you can drop the runner from that. You just like angry
people. There we go. He's 6'5".
Oh, look at that! What a guess.
Thank you, Stuart Rivet.
If anybody else wants to comment anything else that makes me look right, and further to that, anything that makes Steve wrong, you'll definitely get a call out for it.
That's good. Yeah, appreciate it. Nothing more I like than looking like an idiot.
There's always the chance that Stuart's wrong, but because
Yeah, I hope
because he agrees with me, I
Yeah.
think Stuart's definitely right.
Yeah, I bet Stuart's like your mate.
I'm
And
assuming
you just
based
messaged him.
on surname, he might have something to do with the QB, Mark Rivet. Somebody else has commented that he is actually 6'4", 6'4.5".
6'5"
he
in heels.
reckons. Yeah. As he's looking for Michael Johnson down at the back of the end zone, and the DB breaks up the play, and so that will bring up second down.
Stuart is his dad.
Aw. Good job, Stuart.
Good job for being his dad.
No, for jumping on the stream and watching. You know, some of these people, they're big kids now. You know, they're not all. You know, not every family is making the time to come and see their adult children playing football. So it's
My
good
dad
to see.
watches my commentary. No,
Oh, yeah?
no. What? He'd rather watch me play.
He hasn't got a time machine, so I don't think he's doing that anytime soon.
Hey.
As the receiver started his route about 2 seconds before the ball was snapped.
And so, yeah, on second down, the ball is marched back 5 yards, bringing up 2nd and 15. Oh, Stuart's here and watching.
Oh well, thank you very much for listening in on the commentary while you're
Wave
watching.
at us. Wave at us.
And so QB back in the gun, takes the snap, looks out to his right, scrambles away, hits his running back on the right, wheeling out, and he is just shy of the end zone there. Really
play.
nice play,
Good
to
play.
run up the sideline as the QB was scrambling out, and that will get them
A score here
in
caps
first
off the
and
game,
goal.
doesn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah, you see that, he just wheels up the sideline as he rotates out, nobody's there, and just shy of the end zone. You're hoping they leave. Yeah, good. They've left him in. I was worried that they might take him out, put Reese in, and not let him get the score. But hopefully they'll do the right thing and get him the score here.
Yeah, definitely.
They've got
This
into
has been
that.
a great drive.
They've got into that tight formation again as the QB moves under centre.
Is it
See
he's
them
gonna
sending
bulldoze
in
him
motion,
over? No.
and they hand the ball off out to the left, and he's met by a couple as there's a flag on the
Another
play.
flag.
We'll see what the flag is for. And unfortunately, he looked like he was down, but immediately sprung back up, thankfully.
Yeah, good. Comment saying Gary Howes is here. Gary actually came over and said hello to me earlier. He's the Cat Centre's dad. I didn't know that. Always an ever-present, taking photos and cheering on the cats. He's also an ever-present every single week, posting comments on Sport Tank content. So and he watches our what are they called?
The rundown.
Yeah, the podcast live streams that we do. So Gary's a good dude.
Good. I mean, it's great. I think it's great. Like the amount, whenever you see supporters on the sidelines, whether that's parents, friends, whoever, like it's always great to have people at games. You want a bit more of an atmosphere, you know.
Yeah.
Like yeah, there are definitely a few teams like I think Rushmore, East Kent, both of their sets of fans. Generally, they travel well, make some noise.
Yeah.
Sometimes they get into squabbles with referees because they're making too much noise on
Yeah.
occasion. But that's always what you want. It's better than a quiet game, you know.
Yeah.
As
And
they go back
second
under
and goal.
centre.
What's it? It looks like it's around the 3-yard line. Maybe 4.
And
Let's
so they
see.
try to sneak it forward, and they look quite comfortable there that
They
that
listen
is a
to me.
touchdown.
They listen to me. It's exactly what I said. Bulldoze him over. Come on.
And so that will be a touchdown there for Mark Rivet. And see what they do after, whether it's a PAT or
Both are PATs, aren't they? So,
true.
oh, shame.
The rare time that I'm wrong. Don't know what to do. It never happens.
Well, we've got it on camera, so I'll clip it, send it to you later. And every week after for the next few months.
It's all right. You won't have to. I won't have to replay that time I'm wrong. I'm sure there'll be plenty of times I'm wrong as we go into the playoffs.
Oh, so we got full time elsewhere in the playoffs, with the O's losing 13-0 to the South Wales Warriors, and that extra point is good.
That's interesting. So you have two London teams travelling to the southwest. The Wembley came and they brought their game. The Olympians left their game at home.
Because Olympians are bums.
Would you like the microphone, Micah?
Because Olympians are bums.
No, you can't say that. That's Micah. He's supposed to be a professional, accredited, certified, bona fide journalist, but he's off duty. Sorry, yeah. Shame.
He's also off duty on the rundown. That's why his opinions are sometimes a bit.
Ooh. Should get him on the rundown.
I don't.
Yeah, go on tomorrow. Right, so we're just waiting here. I think that's pretty much iced the game, right?
I think so.
It's 20 points, 3-score game.
If the Cheetahs somehow find a score, that would be
Be good.
surprising based on
it'd be
what
good.
we see.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for 3
yeah.
scores, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Unfortunately.
But since you seem so negative about their chances, I'll be the optimist for the both of us. You know, balance this out.
I'm an optimist.
Oh,
Everyone
okay.
knows
Does that mean I can be negative?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to balance each other. Not like yin and yang. We can agree on things if you want.
And so we see them kick off here. Good kick, fielded by Benjamin Myers. Not quite able to find a lane as he's knocked out of bounds on the sideline. Decent return, probably gets him about 27. Well, let's see where the referee marks him. Looks to be about the 32-yard line, so
Yeah.
positive field position for the Cheetahs. And you just want to see some rhythm here, really. You want to see some completed plays. I think the Cats have made some rotations on defence at this point, so you just want to see them being able to execute, really. Can we get back to the things that we do well? Can we do them well? And just feel good sort of going into the off-season, really, because you look at what the Prem South's going to look like, how the Blitz going to look next year. Whoever comes up from Div 1 is likely going to be quite competitive.
Yeah.
What do they need to address going into the off-season, really? And so they start off with a nice little slant, but receiver's unable to complete. I wonder if he heard the footsteps of the two Cats defenders as the ball was coming in there.
Or maybe even the giggles of them. That's what I used to do.
You sound like a menace.
I was a nightmare on the field. I was always very nice, but I wouldn't shut up. I just talk all the time to anyone, the refs, everyone. I love it. I love the game.
He's lending himself well to being a commentator.
Yeah.
And
Not a good one.
QB's looking for the ball, and he couldn't quite connect there. There were about 2 or 3 Cats defenders that had their eyes on the
triple
football, and the Hearts receiver did not have his eyes on the football.
No, so it was tipped up, but tipped up forwards for that away from the 2. Well, I suppose 3 players there.
As a receiver, I feel like when the QB throws you the ball and you're not even looking for the ball, that tells you how not open you are. It's like most wide receivers think they can catch anything. When they've decided they can't catch it, you know that they're definitely covered.
So we're 3rd and 10 here.
Moving out into that bunch formation again, with trips to the left. And the receiver has been targeted twice on this drive. First one on that slant that went through his hands. That one, it looked like he swatted it away like he was the DB there. You see it on the replay here. QB drops back, immediately throws the ball in, and
No, I think he tried to bring it in, but it was to his back shoulder, and he just sort of tried to one-hand it. It looked like.
yeah. I do wonder how those catch attempts go in the second quarter. You know, I feel like this game is definitely dragging on for the Cheetahs at this point. It's been a tough one for them so far. It's been a physical game in the trenches as well. I think we've probably underlooked that. We'll see what they do here. Ball thrown over the middle and is picked off by the Cats. That is number 80 by the looks of it.
Yeah, number 80.
Yeah, number 80. So that's Stephen Atkinson making the play there.
Let's watch this back. This is great. He's bent right down, his knees touching the floor. Look at that. And just keeps hold of that ball, keeps control, turns his body underneath it to ensure he secures it. That's a great play by
quick
Mr.
reactions,
Atkins.
quick reactions as well. I don't think there's any way he expected that ball to end up anywhere near him.
Yeah.
Just clearly sails over the slot receiver's head and that safety in behind. There was nobody in his zone or anything. He didn't really have to do anything. Suddenly he's like, oh, the ball's at my feet.
Yeah.
I better get it.
Yeah, no, done well to keep hold of it.
And so the sun's come out lovely
right
now as the Cats offense back out there. And he's trying to escape away from pressure. And he is sacked in the backfield, losing about 10 yards or so there. So they changed it.
It looked quite generous with this mark. Look where they've sort of down the ball. They've probably given him about 4 yards here.
Interesting that they changed over at QB. The game's more comfortably in hand than it was earlier. And they've gone back to the starter, Alex Stocks here. And so they've got a free play. Looking, nobody was there.
I'm surprised that where that ball was thrown, given it was a free play. When I hear free play, I think deep.
Yeah, 100%. The QB didn't even really take a drop either. He just sort of caught the ball.
Yeah,
He was like, oh, they're not rushing. I better
yeah.
throw it. It's like, actually, you had all the time in the world.
Yeah, like as a right-handed QB, you should be looking at the left deep pass because that's the one you don't often get to throw. And that receiver's going to.
And you got your speedy targets on this side as well.
Yeah.
Number 7 and number 13. And so QB takes a snap, scrambles away to the left as nothing opens up. He's going to tuck it and aim for the sideline. Gets a little shove on his way out. And so that will bring up 3rd and long for the Cheetahs Cats offense here. Been quite a lot of balls hitting the ground and out of bounds. Both of these teams like to finish off their runs out of bounds as well.
Yeah, you're right. God, that sounds right in my face.
And so Cats out in trips this time. Take the ball, immediately look out to the flats, and look like number 7 wasn't quite expecting the ball to come to him, and so that brings up 4th and long.
Just catching it on the replay here. QB drops back, fires it pretty much straight away.
Yeah, I think when you're running that flat, you're trying to run it at an angle where the QB can still flatten you, but if there's nobody there, you do want the ball almost on your face mask so you can just turn and go.
Yeah, that's right.
But he sort of tried to flatten him out with the throw when there wasn't really any reason. I think it just caught the receiver off guard.
Fake punt, come on.
And so quite a funny moment as the Cheetahs punt return unit was sort of scrambling about where they're meant to be lined up. They were like, look, there's no gunner. Why are you out wide? There's no gunner. And then actually the Cats just had 10 men on the field. They should have had the gunner out there.
Yeah.
I must admit this. I do just love that we're in the 4th quarter of a 3-score game and the special teams coach is still getting on about punt fits and such. It's beautiful to see. And good snap, good punt, ball straight up in the air, and the returner will get the ball. And he's tackled after a decent little return, and so Cheetahs just trying to finish off with some positive vibes here. Probably close to the 2-minute warning, and they will want to try and finish strong.
Gary's commented, So he's here and watching it. There's a lot of people here and watching our commentary, even though we're like, for them, it would be about 10 seconds, 15 seconds behind the actual live action because of the broadcast delay. But we're obviously adding value.
To be fair, I mean, there's plenty of people will go and watch something like the cricket or something. They'll put a little earpiece in so they can hear it on the radio, and they don't do that because they need the updates. They do that because they appreciate the things that those. Exactly. So.
I am.
My consistent fake laughter does suggest that.
Yeah.
As receiver goes in motion here for the Cheetahs, and they'll run a little toss out to the right, but they make it a reverse, and they've caught the Cats napping as they've only got a couple of blockers out there. Flag in the backfield, so the play will be coming back, but we do get a nice little stiff arm anyway, and so after all that, incredible play, and it's going to be 1st and 20.
What a swing. Sure, I think that's the 3rd, maybe 4th time we've had a player in this game for either side burst away and then get closed down. Cause we had a couple that were pushed out of bounds. There's some speed on these defenses.
I think both sets of DBs for these teams have been absolutely brilliant. I think both of them have done good job in coverage. Like we've seen multiple picks, and they haven't just been QB has no idea what he's doing, throwing it away picks. Like a lot of them have been tightly contested, going up to make plays. And even some of the bigger plays we've seen in this game, it's been due to the tight coverage that's been there, forcing that wide receiver to make a great play. And I think both teams, you can see the speed in the way they've flown sideline to sideline. Nobody's really been able to create anything off the edge. The only ways that teams have been able to get to the perimeter successfully has been hitting the running back in the flat on some of those plays for the Cats, as we see an incompletion there out to number 82, Jack Stodall.
What was the flag on the previous play if the ball's only, if the ball only went back about 2 yards?
It might have been spotted a foul hold, and the hold might have been like downfield. So would have taken 10 yards, because I think if you look at where the hole was, it was about 7 yards down the field or so.
AD here saying that he retired this season, says really enjoying being able to watch the Cambridgeshire Cats. Really appreciate all the broadcasting. Cool, thanks AD.
So QB drops back, looking out to the right, throws the ball over the middle, but it's picked off by number 44, who's looking for the return, and he's able to cut back inside off a couple. He's had some blocks set up, and he's still going, but he just about gets tackled there. QB was looking to hit the post quickly, but didn't account for that safety in the middle of the field, and he was just able to get to that so easily.
I thought he was going all the way with all. Look at the numbers as we see in this replay. His fatal error was cutting back in. I think if it had just gently ran to the outside, followed his blockers, he could have been celebrating a TD. But fantastic play nonetheless. Great, great awareness coming across the middle there. And sets his offense up in a great position here.
And that
First
was
goal.
Alec Wills-Eve with the interception return there.
Great stuff. So yeah, 1st and 10 from the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, sorry, from the 10-yard line.
More points?
I believe so. I would, if I was the Cats core OC, I would be disappointed if we don't score here.
They've still got their starting unit out there, so you definitely expect them to be going for it. Looking to throw a little whip out to their receiver, Michael Johnson, but the ball is too high. I think that's somewhere.
Is it too high? Let's watch this again. I felt that it hit him in the hands and he could have brought that in. Maybe I'm being unfair.
I feel like there's no reason a quarterback should ever, wide receiver should ever have to be going there on a whip.
It was a little bit high.
The thing I was saying about both teams is some of the, other than those passes out to the running backs, generally the short stuff, it's just not quite been accurate enough.
Yeah.
They've been okay on deep stuff sometimes, but they just need to tighten that up a little bit. As they managed to find much better pass there to their receiver, number 7. That was Tabiso Mpofu again. He's been sort of their second man in terms of the receiving game. And with another score, we have the Yorkshire Rams 44 against the Goliaths, only scoring 6. So the Rams will be making their way to the next round of the playoffs. And if you want to hear a bit about how the playoffs are shaping up and who we think are the best teams, then make sure you are checking in on Monday to the rundown. And QB scrambles out, throws the ball up, great catch, but that will be brought back because there's a flag in the backfield.
I don't know how he caught that.
I should have taken a train down here then. We could have done a drinking game for each silly flag, and I'd be silly if that was the case.
It was a great grab.
It was a great grab. The highlight reel of plays left on the cutting room floor. Score update. This one doesn't necessarily mean as much, but the Bristol Aztecs are only winning 7-0 at halftime. That might be the most surprising score of the day on a playoff day.
Don't travel into London well ever. Crazy.
I'm sure we'll work hard behind the scenes to work out what's going on what happened in that game. Maybe it could be the Blitz playing out of their mind. Could also be other reasons, as there's an incomplete pass there, and that will bring up 4th down for the Cats. Just not quite able to execute the same way they have earlier, and surprising that teams are still throwing the ball so much. I would have thought I would have seen a lot more running
run
from
it out.
the Cats.
Yeah. Run the clock down. Then we can all go home.
And so William Browning had a relatively busy day, kicking with both the kickoffs, punts, and the field goals. Done all of them for this team, of course.
And also standing there and watch his holder get clattered. Remember that?
And so this time they've run a fake, it looks like, and he is brought down eventually. It took quite a few of them. I thought the first one was going to be successful, but he was not. So he is tackled, and that will bring out the Cheetahs offense again.
And really good discipline there from number 4 for Hearts, Jack Downs, who was closing the play down from a gunner position where they typically look to dive in front, 2 yards in front of where the ball's kicked. So, you know, to have that in mind, but then have the presence of mind to notice the holder standing up and tackling him, that's a great play.
I'm caught in two minds as whether that was designed or not. And so the Cats have changed their quarterback. They're bringing in QB2. That is Martin Brown coming in to get some snaps and see the game out for this Hertfordshire Cheetahs team.
They're just going to make him run again and again.
And so they throw the ball out to the slot receiver, setting up a screen. And he makes one guy miss, but he's brought down. The tackle there by, what was the number there? Tackle there by Dan Smith, number 40. Yeah. So Cheetahs running a little bit of hurry up now.
100% completion rate for this QB.
Well, it looked like they were running some hurry up, but they've taken about 15 seconds to snap the ball. QB looks out to his left, and he dirts the ball on a smoke screen. And so we will see what they can do on 2nd and 10.
And just like that, he's at 50% completion rate.
Forget sports science, we've got Steve science. Sports tank science even.
Yeah.
And so Cheetahs in the gun here. Cats showing a little bit of press over some of their receivers. Sending a backside blitz. QB throws a hitch out to that side, and he is tackled out of bounds, and that will bring up 3rd and medium.
Just why go out of bounds? Keep it in bounds. Keep the clock running. Some of us have got kids.
QB drops back, sets up the screen,
Oh, go on.
and he's running away from his blockers. And he runs out of bounds, and that's going to be a block in the back, so we will redo 3rd down.
No. No. Let's just watch that play again.
Yeah, you see him get the ball here, and you almost wish that he just paused and went up the middle with his runner, but we had a receiver blocking in the back there.
Shame.
And so we got a shout out from Chris Fenton for Martin Brown jumping in the game at QB. He seems to have been on his play caller's shoulder all game, seemed to be quite helpful, offering different insights and such. So now he gets his opportunity to take some reps to finish out the season for the Cheetahs. And so Cheetahs out here in trips with one of their receivers in tight, as they have been doing quite a few times this game. QB's dropping back looking for a pass, looks for his running back on the swing screen but throws the ball way over his head, and that will bring up 4th and 4. And so Cheetahs going for 4th down, going for it on 4th down.
Ooh.
QB snaps the ball, looks out to his right, looked to try and find his receiver running and out just beyond the sticks. He had all the space, there was nobody covering him out to the flat, but QB just couldn't quite get enough on it. And that will effectively end the game for the Cheetahs.
Turnover on downs, yeah. That's it.
And the game has been ended, so that is your final. The Cambridgeshire Cats come on the road to play, beat the Hertfordshire Cheetahs 23-3. Steve, I feel like I already know this answer from you, but who's your player of the game?
I don't know why you're asking me.
I know who your favourite player of the game is.
Yeah. No, who's my player of the game? I think I think you got to give it to the Cats QB.
Yeah. Alex Stocks.
Alex, yeah. So I know. I'm sort of thinking out loud here because I haven't put any thought to anything you're going to ask me. I was going to, because I think honourable mentions go to number 22 with that catch and run TD. That was a crucial.
Brilliant backfield pairing.
Yeah. And then obviously, I love him. Little dent. He's class. He's been so good.
Definitely left a dent in the Cheetahs.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Secondary and linebackers had to make a lot of tackles on him today.
Yeah, he was fantastic. But,
and shout out as well to some of
yeah.
the Cheetahs players that made a big impact, like Benjamin Myers in the return game.
Yeah.
And we saw them make a lot of plays early. They've clearly battled this season. They've done the job for a Div 1 team that's got promoted. They've stayed up. And so now's almost when the hard work begins, right? You proved yourself that you can sort of at least stick around this division. They've been competitive. They've obviously got 2 more games in the regular season than you usually have. Much better competition. You've got to go and sort of take your beatings against Bristol.
Yeah. Well, I think
against the Warriors.
This was a solid defensive performance from the Cats. You know, from all units. There were picks, there were sacks, there were bat downs. Like there was just a lot of great play. Like, they didn't get scored on. Yeah, there was a field goal that was scored, but I think that's a great thing going in. To finish on a season on is a strong defensive performance. Technically they haven't finished. They've got one more game left. The Cats. They're playing the Warriors next week. But I'm really pleased to have got to have seen them today because we haven't seen them all year, and they were as impressive as I was hoping for. So great organisation. It was a good game. I'd have, like I said, in that, what was it, mid to late third quarter, I'd have liked the Cheetahs to get on the board with a TD, but but credit to the Cats, right? Like they played really well today. It was a good
Yeah,
game.
and I think if you're the Cheetahs as well, if you're looking for positives from the game, I think and sort of positives from the season as well. I think their defence, both times we've seen them, have looked awesome. Like,
Yeah, their defence is class.
You know, you would look at it and you wouldn't necessarily just looking at them on the field. You wouldn't look out and be like, that's a dominant defence. But the way that
Their speed.
they fly to the ball,
Yeah.
they tackle well,
Yeah.
and there may be just one or two sort of pieces away from that being like a unit that can hang about. And then on offense, I think when you look at it, a lot of it comes down to design. I think they probably want to, look at that playbook, see what worked for them, and then sort of what things are we missing. I think there's some easy buttons they can add in there for the QB. Maybe some more effective RPOs. Maybe there's some things they can do to kind of bolster the run game and allow some of those guys to get into it a little bit more, because it looked like they really struggled to get to the second level. Maybe you get some gap scheme runs. Maybe you just, even if it's just adding a counter in here or there, maybe stealing some plays that the Cats use, like their draw, and see what they can do to kind of get an offense that complements the defense, because the defense does a good job. You need an offense that's going to be able to control the ball for long enough that the defense, when they're off the field, can kind of recover and be able to perform at their best, essentially.
Yeah.
But definitely going to be an interesting Prem South to keep an eye on next year.
Yeah,
But, it's not over yet, because we've got the playoffs coming up.
Yeah, I know. Good fun. So we are back next week with it's an Aztecs game, I think we've got. Should know, shouldn't I? I'll be there. Aztecs versus someone, so that'll be good. And then we'll be back again in 2 weeks after that for one or two semi-final games, which we're yet to decide, because we don't know the games, and also we don't know Tebs' availability. But So keep an eye on our social media stuff. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys soon.